It is game day. The Spurs just 4 wins away from their 6th NBA title, and just like back in 1999, Knicks are standing in the way of Wemby's first potential Larry O'Brien trophy. Game 1 right here in San Antonio. Tip-off is set for 7:30 tonight from the Frost Bank Center. Will be televised on ABC. Now, the Spurs have a clean injury report heading into Game 1. Knicks big man Mitchell Robinson is available for tonight's game.
SportsCenter is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
From the studios of San Antonio's Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Blitz. 2 decades on the radio, Jason Minix. 2 decades on TV, Joe Reinagel. 2 San Antonio sports voices you've trusted for years. This is the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
On a hump day.
Hump day.
Game day.
Hump day.
Hump day.
Hump day.
Game day. Yeah, it's finally game day. The NBA Finals kick off tonight right here in San Antonio. Spurs and the Knicks. And oh my goodness, I am ready to go. I'm Joe Reinagel. He is Jason Minix, and we've already been down to the Frost Bank Center to check out the sights. It looks fantastic.
You know, it's all dressed up. We were there. We'll call it the calm before the storm. And I can only imagine what that place is going to be like in the next 5 hours, 6 hours, 7 hours. Tip-off tonight's at 7:42. You figure it's the finals. People are going to go early. And, you know, little behind the curtains kind of thing. The area where you go to get your credentials, there's the media credential. Nice, lovely trailer.
Yes.
And then right next to it, the laundry list of network celebrity or guests, player guests, celebrity guest, blah, 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 blah. And that place was busy. A friend of ours that has a car service booked out. He was like, yeah, I might drive tonight.
Oh, wow.
I mean.
Nice. Good for him.
Well, absolutely. But it really does. I'm like, who's coming? I can't tell you. And also, he's like, half the time they're fake names or manager names you don't know, but you know there's somebody when they get tunnel access or whatever. But it is just cool kind of feeling the buzz. A buddy of mine is down on military sending me videos. He's doing shopping down there and hitting up all the tents. But the number of cars that he sent me videos and photos of that are painted up, you know, the car flags that you see everywhere. It is game day. Game 1 of the NBA Finals.
Already a lot of honking going on down at
Absolutely.
Southwest Military in anticipation of a Spurs victory tonight in Game 1. It's going to be a lot of fun, which means we got a lot to talk about. And you got to put your money where your mouth is. We've got a poll up on our San Antonio Sports Star YouTube page. You got to call your shot. It is time right now to get that done. Spurs in 4 or 5. Spurs in 6 or 7. Same for the Knicks, 4 or 5 or 6 and 7. Get over to San Antonio Sports Star, our YouTube page. You can get there by going to sasportsstar.com and call your shot. Get it out there right now before this thing kicks off tonight at 7:42.
Yeah.
Minix and I will do the same here a little bit later in the show. So, yeah, now's your chance.
How are you feeling? Vote in the poll on YouTube. Tell us, call us, you know, why? And that's the thing. It's one thing to throw some numbers out, but why? 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776 on Twitter at Joe Reinagel 210. Tweet at me at Jason Minix. The ESPN, everybody's in town, and it's cool. I've seen a lot of photos of Charles Barkley already. Charles Barkley in those photos with those ladies that have been behind the Spurs coach. They have a lot of photos with Chuck.
What, do you blame Chuck?
Not at all.
No.
I'm more curious about the 9 different people that have sent them to me. Thank you. But they're the official pre- and post-game show, which is cool. They're rolling around. ESPN's been in front of the Alamo, including former Spur Danny Green, who will join us at 4:35 this afternoon.
It'll be good to hear from Danny Green, get his thoughts on what he thinks is going to happen in this series. I've been all over the place. I'm listening to radio shows and the TV this morning, and every now and then you'll get a spatter of, I like the Spurs in 6 or the Spurs in 7 or whatever it is, but mostly the national talking heads are picking the Knicks.
But those are national talking heads that are Knicks fans, Stephen A.
I don't know that all of them are.
Greeny, I mean, there's the other dude on ESPN who has got to be in one of the crappiest hotels I've seen. Were you watching this morning? He's in his room, and the end table is all scuffed up. I don't know where he's staying, but it clearly ain't the Marriott downtown. I mean, it was weird because Windhorst is in one hotel room, and this dude is, I don't know where, in another hotel. But Windhorst is definitely traveling better, living better in San Antonio than Vincent. But he was like, it's going to be tough, 6 or 7, but leaning Spurs. So there are some. There are some, but I would say the majority, at least of the national folks that I've heard, are picking the Knicks to win. And maybe that's just wishful thinking. I don't know. McNutt is on the Knicks radio network, right? She does their games on radio. So, I mean, her picking the Knicks, that doesn't surprise me.
Well, there was some reporter that doesn't live in New York that picked the Knicks that I heard from today. Not everybody that's picking the Knicks is from New York. I mean, I hate to break that to you, but it's true.
And again, they're a good team. Our buddy from Bet Online sent out a map of who's rooting for. 30 states are rooting for the Spurs.
Of course they are.
That means 20 are rooting for the Knicks.
So there you go. It's just about half and half. Look, we know who all of y'all are rooting for, but you got to put your money where your mouth is. You got to have it done. How many games is it going to take? San Antonio Sports Star YouTube page. I tell you what, just being back down there and being back involved in the NBA Finals is just exciting. And I'm fortunate. You're fortunate. We've been involved in a lot of NBA Finals games. And to a lot of you, this is all brand new, but it's still as exciting as ever. And just being down at the arena today just kind of gets your juices flowing. And man, I'm just ready to go.
I'm so ready. I mean, just going down there. And, for the record, Ryan Eagle's going to game 1. I'm going to game 2. We had a coin flip, so I'll be at the Root Pub tonight.
Yeah.
And because we got 2 seats. So it's AJ and Ryan Eagle tonight, and me and Rob game 2.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
All right. So we'll see.
Have fun.
Absolutely. So follow us on our San Antonio Sports Star socials, and there will be pictures posted. Give you a little insight on what's going on down there and how it looks. But ready to go. Spurs are healthy. Looks like the Knicks are well, obviously not 100%, but Mitchell Robinson is available tonight. How much he plays and how effective he can be remains to be seen, but he is available, and that was a question mark just a couple of days ago. So I like that, the fact that everybody's healthy. No excuses, nothing out of the ordinary. It's mano a mano, and let's go.
Well, and that's what you want. And, I mean, the arena looks great. All the photos that I've seen with all the T-shirts, the Fiesta-colored T-shirts that are going to be there, being down there earlier today, I tell you, it's crazy. And then all the love that San Antonio is getting because they're in the finals, right? And the idea of stuff that we know, but when you see it in historical context about them being the second youngest team, average age-wise, to get to the NBA Finals, there's so many things that you're like, dude, this is just the beginning. Enjoy the moment, people. Enjoy this moment.
Absolutely. You got to enjoy it. No matter how it turns out, hopefully we're celebrating with a parade here in about 3 weeks or so, or whatever it takes. I'm just looking forward to it. I have a lot of respect for the Knicks. I think they're going to put up a fight. But I think in the end, the Spurs just have too much talent, too much athletic ability, and they'll get it done. That remains to be seen. They got to play the games, but that's kind of how I'm feeling right now. But again, the Knicks, they can play. I know it's the Eastern Conference, but they've got some players. And I just don't see this series being a cakewalk.
Well,
not at all.
And again, I look at cakewalk can still be a 4 or 5 game series. Are they battles? You remember, and I hate bringing this up, when the Astros lost in the World Series to the White Sox. That was a sweep, but man, all those games were close. Mm-hmm. I hope that we get more games like what we had in the Western Conference Finals. That was a great 7-game series, but individually, each game wasn't an instant classic. Game 1 was, Game 7 was, but in the middle, you had some, and then you wonder, the emotional roller coaster, the emotions of winning the Western Conference Finals. As emotional as Wemby was, as he said yesterday, they got 30 hours to get recentered. Are they still on too much of a high? The Knicks rust conversation, because they haven't played a lot of games, period, in the month of May, because they didn't even have to break a sweat during the Eastern Conference Finals. They're good, but how good are they? You know what I mean?
Well, I don't know. The only thing I can go by is they beat the hell out of everybody. None of those games were close. So they beat the hell out. Look, they can put the ball in the basket. They can do that. Now, again, they are facing a defense that is unlike anything they've seen in a while, other than the regular season, obviously. But I think it's improved tremendously. So it's going to be fun to see what they're able to do, how they're going to attack Wemby, how they're going to attack everybody else, and how they're going to defend those guys. I could see some old school, high-scoring games in this series where it's 130 to 126. I mean, my goodness, I could certainly see that. I don't know because look, and again, I could see some lower scoring games too. The Knicks can play some defense. They've got some players that can play some defense. Now they're not in the league of an OKC or a San Antonio, but they can play some defense. They're okay.
It's interesting because there will be high scoring games. There'll be some low scoring games. The Spurs defense twice kept OKC under 100. And as simple as it sounds, whichever team is making their threes is going to win these games. Mm-hmm. All the other stuff is what it is.
Yep.
Both teams, if they're knocking down their threes, they're tough to beat.
Yep.
If they're missing their threes, it's tough for each of those teams to win if the three isn't working.
Well, that's exactly right. So we'll see who's the hottest team on what particular night. It's going to be fun, man. This is going to be a fun series, and I think I'm talking to some people at the gym this morning, and it's Spurs fans, and I get it, and the heart is beating hard, but nobody said it. 5. This is no, and I would love to believe that, and if I'm wrong and that happens, I'm going to say congratulations, you were right, and I wasn't, and so, but I just don't see that happening. I was wrong. You were right. I will gladly say that if this series ends in 5 with a Spurs victory, no problem. I think it goes at least 6 or 7, yeah.
What say you? Call your shot. 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. Vote in the poll on YouTube that you can access through sasportstar.com. And when you make your vote, put in the comments why. It's easy to just throw a number out there. You're not Eric Corgi. Corgi can't write the comments. You can. Let us know what you think, but I want to know the whys.
Absolutely. That's good. I love that. Why will the Spurs win in whatever number you say, or the Knicks if you decide to go that way? We're going to talk a lot of Spurs-Knicks because, well, of course we are. It's game day here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Now, obviously, everybody's going to be out enjoying the game tonight. Do it responsibly. None of you are planning on getting arrested, but some of you will. Happens to a lot of people every day for all kinds of reasons. If you get arrested, you want to get out of jail fast? Of course you do. Best way to do that is by calling my good friend Albert and his great staff, AA Best Bail Bonds. The phone number, 210-225-2121. Text BAIL to 474747. Or you can start the bonding process online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else to get out of jail. You don't want to be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you a PR bond, make sure you truly understand what all those conditions are before accepting it. Your best option for stress-free bail bonds, AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They offer payment plans, a free shuttle service, and they have offices all over San Antonio and Texas, services nationwide. So if you're up in Dallas, down in Corpus, anywhere in between, license number 149, call AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121, or online at mybestbailbonds.com.
All right, our Sports Star crew, listen up. If you want to keep winning in life like our San Antonio Spurs do on the court, head over to Game Day Men's Health. Cibolo Shirts or Alamo Ranch, the roster stacked with all-stars just like our Spurs. Experts trained in hormonal health, erectile dysfunction, weight loss, advanced peptide therapies. Why go to the G League when you can take your talents straight to the top, baby? Whether you're tired all the time, you've got low energy, maybe you've got some weight gain or the brain fog, maybe you need a little help in the bedroom. I'm not here to judge. They've got you covered. Their Hall of Fame team and services like testosterone replacement and peptide therapies will get you back in the game. Located in Alamo Ranch, or choose the Cibolo Shirts location on I-35 and 3009 across the highway from HEB. Call 830-376-9100 or visit GameDayMen'sHealth.com and book your appointment today. Win back your health, win back your life. It's game day. Let's go. That's 830-376-9100.
Veterans and active duty service members, when your call to service ends, your mission doesn't have to. Go from GI to IT in just a few months at My Computer Career. Prepare for a high-demand career in cybersecurity, protecting people, systems, and institutions from real cyber threats. Cyber warriors are needed now. Will you answer the call? Go to mycomputercareer.edu/CWP to learn more. That's mycomputercareer.edu/CWP, an elite CompTIA certification partner. VA education benefits are available to those who qualify.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
Move over, Chips. There's a new crunchier MVP in the snack aisle. Enter pork rinds. Southern recipe pork rinds are low-carb, gluten-free, and packed with protein to keep you going. And the flavors, big, bold, crunchy. From sweet barbecue to hot honey, every bite brings that flavor-packed crunch you crave. Grab your favorites today at HEB or online at porkrinds.com. Southern recipe pork rinds are your snack time, crunch time hero.
Here's a tale of Becky. Didn't know what to do with new meds prescribed and no real cost clue.
She squinted at prices, that can't be right. Then tapped GoodRx and saw the light.
She can get a deal, book telehealth if she feels.
Learn about those meds without any stress. That one little app does all the rest. Even my horse downloaded it. Dang, save time and money on prescriptions.
Check GoodRx. GoodRx is not insurance.
Let's be honest, watching the Rangers is better when you got something on the line. On Rangers game days, call your shot with the Morning Huddles. Rangers Double Dinger Payday. Play ball! Pick the Ranger you think will send one into the seats. He hits one, you're going to a Rangers game. He hits two, now you've just been upgraded. Tickets and a hotel stay. That's what we call getting paid. Wake up with the Morning Huddle. Make your pick and win with the Morning Huddle's Rangers Double Dinger Payday. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home of the Texas Rangers. San Antonio.
Don't forget, Pledge, at some point in time, we're going to have to sprinkle in some I go, ego, you go, we go.
What?
You know what I'm talking about. It's necessary. It's necessary. 2-0 and hopefully 3-0 tonight. Then we'll have to play that dude all day tomorrow. All day. Hi, everybody. This is the Blitz. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I'm Joe Reinagel. He's Jason Minix. It is game day. Game 1 of the NBA Finals. We are finally here. The anticipation from everybody, not only here in San Antonio, obviously New York, and I think the rest of the country.
The rest of the world.
Interested. Well, of course, interested in what's going on. Did you see the Wemby shirt?
On the
jersey?
Eiffel Tower?
Yes.
Now, I don't know if that's real.
I don't know if it is
If that's
either.
AI. But that looks cool as hell. If you haven't seen it on social media, hell, I'll retweet it right now at Jason Minix if you want to go find it. At NBA France. The last time the Spurs were in the NBA Finals, 2014, they're back with at Wemby, and I guess, Prime Video and League Pass will have it over there in France. But that might, if you've seen the Eiffel Tower in person, the idea that they can make a jersey that big, and like I said, I don't know if that's real or if that's AI, but that looks freaking cool.
Yeah, I think it looks great. And I would imagine that France is going nuts, just like
sure.
they did when Tony Parker was in the NBA Finals. So, yeah, it's great. And I hope they're fired up. I hope everybody else over there is fired up, too. And they got to stay up late, though. What are they, about 7-8 hours ahead of us? Something like that?
I'm not worried about how their lack of sleep.
I'm just saying.
I mean, they'll have some coffee and be ready to go. It doesn't matter, right? For people, and I know that there are people in other parts of the world right now in various time zones listening to us through sasportstar.com, watching on YouTube, listening on one of the gazillion apps wherever they are. And it's cool when you hear from people that are serving in different parts of the world, or they're just somewhere else and want a taste of home. Like the dude the other day from New York City, he's from here but lives there. He's sick of what he's hearing because New York-based talk radio is what? The Knicks on this legendary run. He needs a taste of home. And it's cool that we're able to offer that up.
Of course, and no matter where you're at, you can catch us anywhere in this great country. So appreciate everybody being here. And I tell you what, I think everybody on our YouTube page at least, and I hope driving around this beautiful city of San Antonio is excited, as excited as we are about this thing and ready to get this thing underway. We sit here and I'm honestly researching this morning and trying to figure out the matchups, what would be good, what would not, and I look at this thing and it's really hard for me to figure because obviously Wemby's the best player on the planet. Jalen Brunson's the second best player I think in this series, and then where do you go from there? Who steps up after that to help those two guys out? But what Jalen Brunson does, and what's pretty amazing, is they work the ball inside out. A little old-fashioned stuff, and he knocks down threes.
Well, he does. And obviously, any kind of positional matchup, Jalen Brunson is going to be favored. He's going to have the edge. But what Steph Castle's done defensively, and with the help that the Spurs can offer, because they are such a good defensive team, sure, give the edge to Brunson. But it's not like Castle's got to go one-on-one all day, right?
Well, Devin Vassell's done a good job defensively, too, when he's had an opportunity.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they've got more than one guy they can throw at Jalen Brunson, and I would assume that would happen. I mean, they double-teamed Ant. They double-teamed SGA. I would assume you might see something similar tonight on Jalen Brunson. I just think the Knicks have some other players that can make you pay if you do that. But again, maybe the best comment of the day thus far, Minix, and I'll give you credit. It's as simple as making threes.
Yeah.
Who does that better? And I think that may decide who wins tonight's game and the rest of the series.
It is interesting when you look at it in those simple terms. It has become a do or die league when it comes to making your threes. Live by the three, die by the three. So obviously, I mean, there's a lot more to it than that. Karl Anthony Towns can be such a dominant player, but he can also disappear. And if he gets into foul trouble early, if I'm Mitch Johnson early in the game, I'm trying to see what kind of foul trouble I can get him in because he's prone to it. And if he does get into foul trouble, then you got Mitchell and his broken hand that has to come in, right? But if Cat picks up some early fouls, then he's going to play passive the rest of the game. And because he's prone to it, don't you think that has to be one of the factors, something that the Spurs would be looking to do, which there are times I get angry at this Spurs team when they start games by knocking down a bunch of threes like they did in Game 6. Now, they were making them, so, you're mad, but you're not because they're making them. And then in Game 7, they started inside. They were dominating down low. Got that nice early lead. This Spurs team gets off to hot starts. We'll see what kind of start they get off to tonight and kind of what their game plan is. Are they looking for the 3 early, or are they looking inside for the easier two, if you will, early in the game?
Well, and again, it's the whole rust, playing thing. The debate there. Is New York going to be rusty coming out? Will they be refreshed and ready to go? More energy. The Spurs had a hell of a battle with Oklahoma City for 7 games. And will that affect them in Game 1? I think early on you're going to see that. Typically, my experience, and I mean this sincerely, and I was thinking about this morning too, the team that has to rest that long typically has a slower start than the team that's been playing. Mm-hmm. So that's something to watch for early in this game. Does New York struggle to find their rhythm early in the game and giving the Spurs an opportunity to get out to that fast start that they've been doing, especially in that OKC series?
Now, the national media has spent a lot of time over the last 24 hours or so talking about Wemby's comments yesterday during media day when he talked about the emotions of everything going on. And when, he's an emotional guy. We have seen that enough. But how did he phrase it? They have about 30 hours to reset. Mm-hmm. And from Greeny to Stephen A. and some of the other shows, are they emotionally spent after beating Oklahoma City? And I look at that, and I don't know. I mean, a guy like Kevin Garnett, and I don't know how much Spurs basketball he's watched, but he thinks that Wemby is too emotional.
Go through some bullshit. He's crying in Western Conference Finals. That was too emotional for that to be. That was too emotional for me.
Oh, was?
Yeah, man. He got 4 more games to try to get. You got to go through the finals now. Nah, you still got to be even killed right here. And that trophy, that ain't what that's cool. Yeah, we beat them, cool. But I got a whole nother sight in this up here. It's going to take my energy to run up this hill. I can't be you. Nah, that's how bad they wanted to beat OKC. You know what I'm saying? But, man, this right here, nah. And then to me, this is the Knicks. Only window I see. They got to get it right now. I'm talking about you got no Boston on here. You got no OKC. You got to go now.
Wow. He got a little emotional describing Wemby's emotions.
And clearly he didn't see Wemby get emotional and shed tears after that 25 comeback win in the regular season over the LA Clippers. Wemby gets emotional. He is so competitive, and he's not afraid to show his emotions. So if Kevin Garnett saw that for the first time and said, what the hell was that? Why are you crying after winning this? The job ain't over. I get it. But I also get, all right, he's not fully educated on Victor. When we saw that in the regular season, we were like, dude, it's a regular season game. Yeah. And he explained he's an emotional dude. But Kevin Garnett also said Spurs and Wemby, man, they are just different.
I don't want to give fools gold. Okay. Like, I'm going to be really honest. The Knicks ain't seen this type of defense right here. They ain't seen this San Antonio.
Right.
And they ain't seen this type of Wemby. I got to take my glasses off.
This is a different
Wemby, damn it.
From 2 months ago.
This is a different Wemby.
First playoff appearance for Wemby.
Listen, bro, are you watching how Castle, Vassell, how all the guards are guarding? Yeah. The guards they got somebody for Brunson. Cassell, bro, he the red-nosed pig. He bullet. He bullet. Run around the neighborhood like, they go bullet. Like, this ain't, I don't, so I'm going to say this to Pete because he'll understand this. I don't want to call this fool's gold, but man, them Philly and Cleveland,
right?
They not this right here. Nobody's quitting nothing. Nobody's quitting nothing in this series. You hear me? Right. Boy, San Antonio is that little kid who ready to fight and his eyes is watered. And Lord, you ever fight? You ever get into the nigga who he mad so much that he man. I don't think the Knicks have seen this Tasmanian devil. Right. I haven't seen a team do that to OKC. Bro, I ain't seen nobody do that to OKC. I know they was hurt, but I ain't seen nobody do that to OKC.
They beat them 8 times.
Man, come on, man.
8 times.
Man, and then said,
they got to
man,
get better.
You know what he said?
Yeah, they probably got to get better.
You know what he said?
Yeah.
You know what he said? We're better than them. He said that. He didn't think it. He got on the mic. Hey, OKC? He didn't want to answer that question. He was like, what? Oh, yeah, we beat them 4 times and 3 times. He was looking for the next question. You hear what I'm saying?
You know, Kevin Garnett on his own pod, KG certified, and you hear those, I don't know which way that guy's leaning. He can be mad at Wemby and tell the Knicks have to go get it. But, man, hearing what they said about the Spurs, and I agree with KG on that, they're different, and they aren't going to quit like you saw Cleveland quit or Philadelphia quit.
Yeah, Cleveland flat out quit. That's for sure. And he's right about the defense that the Knicks are going to see. They haven't seen that. Not this version. And I know everybody points back to the regular season, but that was a long time ago. And this Spurs team is better now than they were then, defensively especially. You can even say offensively. I mean, guys just seem to be stepping up and making shots and making the right plays. But defensively, this team has improved 100%. And so they haven't seen anything like that. How do they try and score on this particular defense, and what do they do? It's going to be interesting to see. Again, a good chess match between Mike Brown and Mitch Johnson, and it all kicks off tonight.
Game 1.
I cannot wait. And you can call your shot. You go to our San Antonio Sports Star YouTube page. We've got a poll up there. Do you like the Spurs in 4 or 5? How about the Spurs in 6 or 7? That's what's leading the way right now. Knicks in 4 or 5 or Knicks in 6 and 7. You can go call your shot right there. Minix and I will do that at some point in time coming up here a little bit later in the show. If you want to do it the old-fashioned way, you can do that as well. 656-3776, 656 ESPN. This is the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
If you need your logo on any kind of gear, you need promotional products made, you need to go see Sam over at Sammy's Embroidery and Printing down on San Pedro. Golf shirts, fishing shirts, dress shirts, you need your logo on anything. Go see Sam. He's got all the big name brands: North Face, Eddie Bauer, Adidas, Under Armour, Nike, Travis Matthew, Port Authority. Even now carries a full line of Tommy Bahama. Sam has over 25,000 caps and more than 75 color combinations on display in his showroom waiting for your logo. If you need T-shirts screen printed, go see Sam. He has over 700 uniform lines to choose from. In his new sign shop, you can do signs, banners, flags, card magnets, vehicle wraps, window decals, and so much more. Nobody has better prices. No order too small, certainly no order too big, and all items do come with a warranty. Call 210-824-3900, 824-3900, or get into that massive showroom down on San Pedro, 1 mile inside Loop 410 across from the McDonald's, or check the website, samsembroidery.com, for Sammy's Embroidery Club.
Some people reach a line and stop. Some hit a wall and turn around. Then there are the ones who cross the line, climb the wall, face obstacles, and turn them to their advantage. That's where we come in. We're the Next Rodeo. We design bold marketing that drives real growth. A creative partner for businesses ready to push forward beyond what's expected. The Next Rodeo. Learn more at thenextrodeo.com.
If you have unfiled taxes or are in debt to the IRS, this is important news. Did you know the IRS has programs specifically designed to help people struggling with tax debt? Powerful tax assistance programs that can save you thousands if you qualify. No one knows these programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution firm, A-rated by the Better Business Bureau. Their award-winning tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $3 billion million of tax debt for their clients. One call to Optima can start the process, helping to put an end to your worries about wage garnishment, asset seizure, and other aggressive IRS actions. Find the best options to solve your tax problems. Call the experts at Optima Tax Relief today for a free consultation.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
By texting 64,000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from IQ Bar. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at eatiqbar.com/policy/terms of service.
I've got good news and bad news. Here's the bad news. Most protein bars are packed with sugar and unpronounceable ingredients. The good news? There's a better option. I'm Will, and I created IQ Bar plant protein bars to empower doers like you with clean, delicious, low-sugar brain and body fuel. IQ Bars are packed with 12 grams of protein, brain nutrients like magnesium and lion's mane, and zero weird stuff. And right now, you can get 20% off all IQ Bar products, plus free shipping. Clean ingredients, amazing taste, and you'll love how you feel. Refuel smarter, hydrate harder, caffeinate larger with IQ Bar.
Try our delicious IQ Bar sampler pack with 9 plant protein bars, 8 hydration mixes, and 4 mushroom coffee sticks. And now you can get 20% off all IQ Bar products plus free shipping when you text RADIO to 64,000. Text RADIO to 64,000 to get your 20% off. That's RADIO to 64,000.
Injuries happen, and when they do, skip the ER and get to the Ortho Now Injury Clinic by TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine. Ortho Now provides walk-in care for injuries like broken bones, dislocations, sprains, and strains. Conveniently located in the Quarry area with extended hours Monday through Saturday with on-site x-ray casting and bracing. Ortho Now has everything you need to treat your injury, and best of all, no urgent care or emergency room copay. Learn more online at TSAOG.com.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Coming up on the Morning Huddle, reaction to Game 1 of Spurs-Knicks.
It's the beginning of what is a marathon. What did the Spurs do right? What did they do wrong? What needs to happen in Game 2? We got it front to back, but you're going to have to set your alarm. Party starts at 6.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Mornings 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. The Spurs and the Knicks. This is where you come to talk about the finals. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Damn it, Pledge.
5-5 for first place. 5-5 for first place. Got it with you till the end. Always by your side, my friends. 5-5 for first place. 5-5 for first place. Spurs they will scream and shout, and it will be very loud. 5-5 for first place. Go Spurs, go! Go Spurs, go! Go Spurs, go! Go Spurs, go!
Kill that cat.
Nice. Yes.
Uh-huh.
Spurs win. It's a guarantee.
It's a guarantee. Look,
3-0 for I go. You go, we go.
As Sean Elliott told us yesterday, for all you that hate that song, me included, grin and bear it if the song is 2-0.
It's 2-0. That's just the facts.
Now, we have the rock and roll song that is yet to be around for a game. What's it called? Silver and Black Crown, which actually sounds like a pretty good drink.
Attack, never back down, gonna take the crown. San Antonio, are you ready to go? Gonna win it all, we will never fall. Go, Spurs, go.
hush her up. We didn't jinx. I go, we go, you go, wherever you are.
Yeah, we don't need a mashup of this.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
All right, everybody getting into the Spurs spirit. That's for sure, all of these songs, and I think it's great. But the guy go there is he's 2-0. He's got a record. And no offense to anybody else, but Igo's got a record. We started playing that. Spurs won games 6 and 7. He's 2-0, baby.
We'll see what happens. Patty Mills tweeted, "Game day, Balla, game day." Manu Ginobili just tweeted 27 minutes ago, "Anything going on in San Antonio tonight? I'm bored. Want something to do."
Yeah. Are you kidding? He's more excited than anybody.
Oh, my goodness.
Right
Could you
now.
imagine?
Without a doubt. Manu is he's excited. As are all of them. Danny Green's going to join us 4:30-ish, 4:35, to talk about this series. Comment on our San Antonio Sports Star YouTube page. I guess ESPN is live at the Alamo.
Yep.
And they've already started the F New York chant. So that's good. Keep it up. Scream loud, scream proud, and get the job done. Let everybody know, especially Greeny and Stephen A. and all those guys. Stephen A., it wouldn't surprise me if he shows up here tonight.
Well, he's already here.
Is he here already?
He was doing a show in front of the Alamo today.
I didn't see Stephen A. this morning.
I mean, clearly.
No, I didn't see him.
And he's a Knicks fan.
He is. He makes no secret about it.
Well, and again, he shouldn't. And at this point in his career, he's an opinionist. You and I are an opinionist. We can have opinions. We're fans. We don't have the same journalistic code. Like Ryan Eagle's going to the game tonight in the media wearing a Spurs shirt. He doesn't give a damn.
Yeah, you're giving me crap about that. I'm like, who cares? I don't give a damn. You kidding me? This is the problem. When you threw out the run from 99 to 2014. I mean, did you think anybody didn't think we were Spurs fans?
Well, look, I mean, I get it. And I mean, go have fun. But, there are some that always want to tell us what our jobs are, and they have no idea. And, you see people, how can Stephen A. root for the Knicks or root for the Eagles when he's supposed to be an unbiased journalist? He's not anymore an unbiased journalist.
He is not.
Get off my lawn.
He's not an unbiased journalist, nor are we. We have opinions, and we'll give them to you. And we even pissed some of y'all off with our opinions. So.
Yeah, that's true. We don't always tell you what you want to hear.
That's exactly right.
Shocker.
Isn't that the truth?
Yeah. See, Redbird's Junkie, I saw this video earlier. Hats off to Tim Morrow and the San Antonio Zoo making these flag bets. And credit the Oklahoma City Zoo. They raised the Spurs flag today over the Oklahoma City Zoo. And the San Antonio Zoo has 2 bets going with the New York City area zoos. The same thing. The whoever wins has to fly the other team's flag.
Well, and I saw Tim this morning, as a matter of fact. They've got a deal with Kendrick Perkins. If the Spurs win, they want him to come shovel gorilla poo.
Well, now, did Kendrick Perkins
No, he
accept
hasn't.
it?
He hasn't yet.
He hasn't responded, but Tim's calling his shot?
But according to Tim, he follows the San Antonio Zoo, or Tim, or both. So he's trying to reach out to him, see what kind of stones the flopper. You talk about SGA being a flopper. Kendrick Perkins is the biggest flopper around.
A flip-flopper. There's a difference.
What's the difference? He's
well,
a
you got to add in the flip.
He's a flop. He's a chancla.
A flying chancla, huh?
He's a chancla.
I can't imagine that guy flying.
Chancla. That guy.
Ray on YouTube says, you guys know Danny Green picked OKC in 7.
Okay.
That's fine.
Well, so did I, Ray.
Yeah.
I mean, we do that for you.
Oh, is that what it is?
Of course. Yes. And that's why I'm in such a quandary here.
Quandary?
With my pick, because
using a pleasure word.
When I picked OKC in 7, it's because the national guys were all picking the Spurs. And so I figured I'd fight their jinx with my jinx. And now everybody's picking New York. I can't pick New York if that's not how I feel.
No, you gotta be honest. And I think I know you well enough, Joe, that you're not worried about what a talking head says, but you do pay attention to what Vegas says. And Vegas has the Spurs as pretty massive favorites.
What is it, a 220, 230 favorite? Yeah. Yeah. Well, look, it doesn't surprise me at all. It was 4.5 yesterday on tonight's game. I'm not sure if that has changed or not, but I'll check that out real quick. But I expect both of these teams is going to be close as far as the spread goes, I think. Now, I could see some 10-point, 12-point wins, but I think for the most part we could have a pretty competitive series here.
And again, the Spurs will lose games in this series.
No.
They will. They will. And the sky is not going to fall.
Jason, you should go to New York and be a reporter there.
I mean, look, they will. Game one is game one. I think the Spurs do get the win tonight, but when you look at the emotion and writing into it, and it's interesting, some of the various shows that I've been on over the last couple of days, everybody's asked about Wemby being so emotional. And again, that's just who he is. And when we saw it after a regular season game, we were, all of us, you, me, and you listening, you cannot lie to yourself. We all looked at that and went, seriously, dude? But then when he answered about how much he cares and how much it means, all right, cool. You're an emotional guy. That happens. And most athletes have to have that toughness to them. What they do behind closed doors, who knows? Wemby doesn't give a damn. You know, when the game is over, those emotions are going to fly. And there is comments, Gonzo Man on our YouTube page says, there's a lot of comments there, and now it's gone. Something along, I'm going to paraphrase now. You know, we complain about Zion and other guys that don't seem to care. And now some want to complain about a guy that cares too much. But it is different to see a pro athlete get that emotional after a regular season win. But also, I mean, why not celebrate winning the Western Conference Finals? And all the people that want to compare how the Spurs celebrated winning the West versus how New York celebrated after the East. Baseball teams celebrate after everything. Dog piles and locker room celebrations. You know, even when you win their play-in series. I mean, every playoff series in baseball gets that kind of celebration. So why not basketball?
Well, dude, look, if Wemby was playing for New York or OKC or name another team, we'd be making fun of him. We'd be making fun of him right now. We wouldn't be so he's just emotional. Admit it. You would be.
Well, sure.
You'd be making fun of him right now.
Just like everybody that defended Wemby not talking after that piss-poor game against Oklahoma City. If that were LeBron, we would have crushed him.
Absolutely.
Wemby is not above criticism. But when you get to know him the way we have as Spurs fans, emotion, people are saying on YouTube, just call it passion. That might be a better word. Either way, it is, and look, at this point, players are on the podium, and you dissect what they say, right? Wemby saying yesterday, essentially, that this team is still on an emotional high after beating Oklahoma City. He said they have to have a reset. Steph Castle was asked about Wemby's "we need to reset" comment.
Obviously, I think it was a feel-good win for us. Playing a defending champs on the road in a Game 7 like that, you know, it's hard to kind of just flush that to the back of your mind, especially when you're the team that came out on top. But I think we have a balance to where, you know, we understand we can't get, complacent or satisfied with that. And, you know, we still have a job to do. So come game time, you know, we'll be ready.
You know, and that is something that I don't think a lot of people are talking about. The Spurs beating Oklahoma City, the defending champions, obviously was a huge achievement. And I think you look at that, and I think maybe what a lot of people are saying is, look, you can't be satisfied with just doing that. I think that was Kevin Garnett's whole thing. You can't be satisfied with that. You still got 4 more games to win. So the concern is, was that too much of a celebration? Hey, we did it. It's there, and now you've got to reset, as Wemby said, and try to pick it up again and go beat the New York Knicks.
Now, Luke Cornett was the one that got to talk to the media today after shoot-around, and
lucky him.
Well, that's it. Everybody had to talk yesterday. Who's going to get trotted out today? Old Luke Cornett. Long 7-game series. What's the prep been like for New York?
There's a weird thing about a playoff series when you are playing a certain team and a certain look a lot of times, and you know that. I think we feel good about our prep kind of leading into it, but also it's just a different thing once the series starts and you actually start seeing how you line up and kind of the way a series evolves. So we've had a couple good days of prep here. Honestly, previous series when we had like longer breaks and stuff, there's a certain point where you're just getting like, all right, we've done this enough times, so we're ready to play, and you kind of want to get started. So it's nice that we got to really just get into it and start playing games tonight. I think we're ready to go and excited for it. And honestly, you just want it to begin so you can actually start playing the game.
Yeah, I think that's where the New York Knicks are, isn't it? I mean, can you imagine having to wait as long as they had to wait? And you're just sitting there, and I know it's the rest, and you get healthy and all that stuff. But, man, that had to be miserable. That had to be absolutely miserable for them to sit there and have to wait. And now they're finally getting to play. And how do they respond to that? I mean, I think that's a huge question. And I think we'll see early on how they respond to that.
Well, and again, one of the great things, while Mitch has never obviously done this, and these players, for the most part, haven't done this, the Pop storyline is huge because Pop is there to offer not just advice and be there, and it's not just Pop, but you look at the Tim Duncans and the David Robinsons and the Manu Ginobilis, they're not just showing up at the games. We know they're at the facility. Pop has been around a lot, and Luke Cornett talked about that today.
Honestly, he's there to just connect with the guys individually as he sees, and then also has occasionally spoken to us as a team. And I think it's interesting because I obviously didn't play for him as a coach, but I think when he did what he did for so many years as the coach, his care is so much more about the process and details and execution and players like holding themselves to the standard. So I feel like when he does speak to us, a lot of it has to do with that, and he guys kind of holding us to that standard, which I feel like is something that kind of is embodied throughout our organization. So, honestly, it feels like a continuation from a lot of what we hear from the staff, and it's obviously great to have him around.
I think I don't care how young you are. When you hear Greg Popovich, growing up, you heard Greg Popovich's name, just like to Phil Jackson or a Pat Riley. I mean, the legendary head coaches, so you automatically have that respect for those guys. And when they speak, you listen. And so I think that's what Luke Cornett is saying there, and it's interesting. And I'm sure Pop will have a lot of input as this series moves forward. After whatever happens tonight, and then getting ready for a game 2. The good news for the Spurs, and I guess the Knicks too, in a way, is the fact that you do have a couple of days to travel as the series moves back and forth from city to city, where they didn't have that in Oklahoma City.
No, and when you think about Pop being a resource for these players and the staff, but just from a human side, how great is it for Greg Popovich to have this to continue to do, right? You think about what he's gone through health-wise, and for most people, all right, your career is this and that, and you've lost your purpose. He didn't lose his purpose. So this is probably just as good for Greg Popovich as it is for those players and coaching staff to have him as a resource.
Without a doubt. I think Mitch said it well yesterday. He's a great mentor, but he lets me be me, and I think he knows the difference. And I'm talking about Greg Popovich.
210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. Game 1 tonight. You want to call your shot? Let's do it. You can vote in our poll on YouTube, or you can do it like Clark right now and call into the Blitz. Clark, man, call your shot.
Good day, gentlemen. I just wanted to say I'm calling a sweep for us, for the Spurs.
A sweep.
Right now, I'm calling a sweep, Rev. Like my man said, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but that's what my heart tells me.
All right. Hey, well, if that's what you feel, my friend, I'm glad you got it off your chest.
All right. Y'all be blessed. Appreciate it.
Appreciate you, Clark.
Thank you. A sweep.
Our first sweep call.
Wow.
Break out the brooms.
A sweep.
I'd be all right with that.
Well, I think everybody would be all right with that. It's just not realistic.
It
could happen. there's no reason to say it couldn't happen. Certainly it could, but it's just not realistic. So, yeah, you want to go 5? Okay, maybe I'll have a little more I'll listen to you a little closer. But a sweep? It's a pretty good team here we're dealing with. So we'll see. Could happen. Not saying it can't happen.
Yeah,
it
we all
certainly
thought
could.
Cleveland was a pretty good team, but they got swept.
Well, they did. Sure. They had James Harden, though.
Eric Gorgie called that one in 6.
Eric Gorgie. See that little pooch was out at the prep rally yesterday?
Well, we were trying to get the dog on, and, it's like, man, he's got stuff going on, and timing didn't work. Then you realize he's hanging out with the coyote.
Yeah, but that dude, Corgi had like a security force.
Well,
I mean, there were like 6 security guards around that dog.
I mean, that dog might end up with a damn statue.
Well, it depends, right?
I said might.
Okay, so now Corgi says Spurs in 7.
Mm-hmm.
How do you go against that?
I mean, as long as the Spurs win. See, I'll go against it because I don't think this is going 7.
All right.
We'll get into that later.
We certainly will.
Yeah.
We're going to make our predictions as we get into the show. When we come back, does anybody want to work for the mayor of San Antonio? It's a legit question.
Yeah, it is.
I'm not sure there are many. We'll talk about it and more Spurs basketball when we continue here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Everybody gets older. It's part of the deal. Feeling exhausted all the time, that doesn't have to be. If your energy is down, your sex drive isn't what it used to be, your workouts are a little bit harder, your focus is off, you just don't feel like yourself anymore, that means it's time for you to get into Synergenics. 1 in 4 men over 40 have low testosterone. For many men, the symptoms happen gradually, so you might not even notice. You just assume it's life. I mean, part of aging, your stress, lack of sleep, work, whatever the case is. Well, at Synergenics, their providers specialize in hormone health and testosterone replacement therapy. They use lab work, symptoms, health history, and your personal goals to create a treatment plan that is tailored to you, each patient, because no 2 men are exactly alike, so no 2 treatment plans are exactly alike. And TRT can help with your energy, your focus, your libido, body composition, mood, and your overall quality of life. You don't have to settle for feeling less than your best. Go to Synergenics. They work with most major insurance providers, and they do offer free testosterone tests for men who are ready for answers. Get your answers by booking that initial appointment now at Synergenics.com. That's Synergenics.com.
Riding I-35 with the Blitz.
Buyers Barricades is proud to provide traffic control, rental, and sales for work zones and events in the San Antonio area and beyond. Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. Learn more online at buyersbarricades.com. That's buyersbarricades.com.
You've got better things to do this summer than deal with old appliances. That's why right now at Lowe's, you can still get in on Memorial Day savings and get up to 45% off select major appliances. Plus, get up to an additional 25% off when you bundle select major appliances. It's time to upgrade what's outdated. Our best lineup is here at Lowe's. Valid through 6/3. While supplies last, selection varies by location. See Lowe's.com for more details.
Healthy vision is about more than seeing clearly. It's about going beyond. From comprehensive eye care with the latest technology to advanced vision solutions that provide deep insights into your overall health. And with doctors who build lasting relationships founded on trust, ensuring that every detail is taken care of. I choose Vision Source to never miss out on life's precious moments. Vision Source, beyond your eyes.
Mellow Mushroom has the best pizza in San Antonio. Mellow delivers the best pizza experience with their delicious dough, premium ingredients, and unique flavors. Delivering a higher order of pizza is the standard. If Mellow can make a pizza this delicious, imagine what they can do with munchies, greens, calzones, and burgers. Mellow Mushroom has San Antonio's best happy hour with food specials and half-off adult beverages. Mellow Mushroom is at 1604 in Stone Oak Parkway. Hang with friends, watch the game, and mellow out at Mellow Mushroom.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
Deja vu all over again. Well, at least for a few years. Back in 1999, the Spurs beat the Knicks. They got a chance to beat the Knicks again for their 6th NBA title. Tip-off from the Frost Bank Center set for 7:30 tonight. The game will be televised on ABC. Meanwhile, the Spurs, no injuries to report. Knicks big man Mitchell Robinson available for tonight's game after having surgery on his hand.
Sports Center brought to you by SAPDcareers.com. The San Antonio Police Department is always hiring.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Blitz. 2 decades on the radio, Jason Minix. 2 decades on TV, Joe Reinagel. 2 San Antonio sports voices you've trusted for years. This is the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
On a hump day.
Hump day.
That's a game day.
Hump day.
It's a hump day.
Hump day.
And a game day.
Hump day.
Glad you're having fun.
Happy hump game day, all.
Oh, wow.
Hope you're having a great one, whatever you're doing. However you're doing, as we all get ready for the start of the NBA Finals tonight. Game 1 inside the Frost Bank Center. Spurs and the Knicks going to get things going. I'm Joe Reinagel. He is Jason Minix, and, well, we're fired up.
Definitely fired up. Ready to rock and roll. Danny Green will join us at 4:35 to talk about the finals. Jeff McDonald from the Express-News in about 35 minutes to get you ready for Game 1. He's got a great position-by-position breakdown in today's Express-News. And again, the first for Wemby, the potentially 6 championships. 7. I saw a stat earlier today. More NBA Finals games played in San Antonio than Dallas and Houston combined.
I think that's great.
Yes, sir.
Championship City is right here in San Antonio. Screw those other guys. Houston and Dallas.
Combined.
The hell with them.
Combined.
Yeah. Learn how to play.
Call your shot. On our YouTube page, you can go vote. Spurs in 4 or 5, Spurs in 6 or 7. Knicks in 4 or 5, Knicks in 6 or 7. Those are your options right now. Spurs in 6 or 7 at 55%. Spurs in 4 or 5 at 35%. A combined at 10% of you have voted for the New York Knicks. You can get to our YouTube page through sasportstar.com, or if you're on YouTube, just search out San Antonio Sports Star.
That's all. It's as easy as that. If you want to call in, you can do that as well. 656-3776, 656-ESPN. You can get me on Twitter at Joe Reinagel 210, Jason at Jason Minix. Let us know how you feel and why. A lot of great comments, though, on our San Antonio Sports Star YouTube page. And a lot of people expanding and letting us know their thoughts on why they think the way that they do. So you can go there and look at all of those comments, and we appreciate everybody voting in the poll. But keep going. We got a long way to go.
We certainly do. 3 o'clock tip-off, 7:42.
7:42.
Yep.
All right.
Right now, let's do the Headline Blitz.
This is Jason and Joe's Headline Blitz. Brought to you by Novu Brazil Brewery in North Star Mall. 2 guys, 2 opinions, never enough time.
You know, there are things that you see sometimes and go, how in the hell did that happen?
Uh-huh.
I don't know if you've ever been to Seattle, but they have elevated light rail, which is very cool. You get all these stops, especially when you get down near the Space Needle. So the Mount Baker station, a woman somehow drove up on the train tracks and kept driving until her car got stuck.
Wait a minute, you say a woman?
It was a female driver.
Of course it was.
She says she was just following the GPS.
Uh-huh. Putting her makeup on. I'm kidding,
like
ladies.
I said, some jokes just write themselves. Some people will say out loud what doesn't need to be said, but go ahead, Joe.
Well, I just did. I mean, is there anybody on the planet, all you males, who, I mean, my wife, she scares the hell out of me driving.
She must have a meeting right now.
I don't know what she's doing, but I tell her that to her face. She scares the hell out of me.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. So I'm assuming all women are subpar drivers.
Assuming all women are. Danica Patrick would like a word.
Yeah, how well did she do?
But, I mean, at what point does common sense kick in? Now, it was a female driver. I was in an Uber in Dallas, and we were leaving a Cowboys game the next day out of the hotel over there by the stadium. And you could tell that the road up ahead was closed. There was an exit, and the road was closed. They had all the barriers, and the road was going to disappear. You could see that it was gone. But the directions said to keep going straight. And this lady kept going straight. And I don't often in an Uber, and sometimes, as you know, it's difficult not to be the backseat driver. But, man, I started backseat driving in a hurry because I don't think she was going to stop. I mean, really.
What'd you say to her?
Hey, lady, that road's about to end. And she, I mean, are you not watching, or are you just listening to the directions? Apparently, this lady in Seattle was just listening to the directions.
Yeah. Well, again, look, there's a lot of people that do that. How many times have you been in an Uber and you start that? You're wondering if this, the guy, even a dude, is he going to stop or, Maggie will give him directions. So you really shouldn't follow it. You should go this way. I mean, she'll do that.
Well, there's nothing wrong with that. I tell that to Uber drivers all the time going to the Rue Pub, because as you're coming down the access road, you could turn right and get into the parking lot, which is a lot easier and, in my mind, safer than going through the light and then slowing down and turning right. Now that all that construction is done, it probably isn't quite the same, but it used to be you're taking your life in your own hands as you slow down there to take the right, so it's easier at the light to take the right and then take the left into the parking lot to get into the Rue Pub, which a lot of us are going to be doing later tonight to watch Game 1.
There will be a lot of people there, I'm sure. Yes. I get you. I've done the same thing with that little turn off there. Yeah, I understand it.
Yep.
Everything ended up okay with this lady, huh?
Well, I mean, no. She screwed up the rail service during rush hour on a Wednesday in Seattle because they couldn't run trains because her car was stuck on the track. And she was going for a while, which is the crazier thing. At what point do you realize, GPS might be wrong here?
Yeah. Nothing about train tracks.
And did I tell you, it's elevated. So imagine, when you see a roller coaster stuck, I'm going to guess that's what they had to deal with to rescue this lady.
Unbelievable.
A lot of love in the offseason for the Chicago Bears and the step that they're supposed to take, with what they were able to do last year with Ben Johnson and Caleb Williams and, some of the things that they have done. And it's all for naught. Caleb is now the cover boy of Madden. The curse is real. The Bears will suck once again.
They will, because that thing, I don't know, does he get a lot of money for that? I'm sure he does.
Oh, sure.
I guess that's the only reason you do it. And maybe you think you can be the guy to break the jinx.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it's an honor to be on the cover of Madden for those guys. But, speaking of curses, according to the San Antonio Current, Mayor Gina Ortiz-Jones' policy expert, Sofia Alejandro, has exited that job to, quote, pursue new opportunity. That is the 8th staffer to leave Jones' office in less than a year.
I don't know if anybody wants to work for her. I mean, honestly, and I know a few people down there, and they never say anything really nice about the way she is.
I think there's a lot of people that want to have that job, and they think, all right, it can't be that bad. And then you start swimming in the muddy waters, and you realize it is that bad.
I guess. I don't know her personally, so I don't know, but I hear from people that do, and apparently she's not very kind.
I want a deal.
Yeah. For whatever that's worth. There's a quote. Will she be at the game tonight? Sitting in a schwanky section.
I mean, it's possible.
It is.
It is possible.
And you know what? Again, as we said before, I don't really have a problem with it. She's the mayor of San Antonio.
And look, I mean, you think about if I'm the Spurs, Now, granted, they're trying to get that deal done. But if you're the Chamber of Commerce, if you're one of those downtown hotels or business owners or whatever, this right here is why you build the Wemby Center. Now, I look at Dallas, and the American Airlines Arena is going away, and the Dallas Stars are moving out to Plano, and the Mavericks are moving, 13 miles away or whatever it is to where some mall used to be.
More of a suburb, yeah.
Although in Dallas it's so different, being the Metroplex, so many suburbs and whatnot. Everybody else wants downtown arenas and entertainment districts. Now, the Mavericks are going to have their own arena and entertainment district, and so will the Stars, because the entertainment district is the big part of it. But when you look through the Western Conference Finals, the viewership numbers, every game seem to set new records. And you know damn well every game in the NBA Finals is going to set viewership records for ABC, just like the Western Conference Finals did for NBC. And all the attention on San Antonio. The pictures that you guys are sending me of Stephen A. In front of the Alamo and the F New York T-shirts that are behind them, visible on TV, that's all exposure for the city of San Antonio. And that is what Wemby brings. With championships and finals appearances and deep playoff runs coming, the cost of the Wemby Center, just in ad value alone, exposure for our city as a tourist destination, is why you want the Wemby Center? Yep, it's going to cost a lot. Yep, but what are we going to get in return in money that from exposure that, might be hard to put on a spreadsheet in advance, Mrs. Mayor, who always wants details, but you know exactly how this is working. This is the exposure that they need.
Just wait till you watch the game on TV tonight. How many shots of the Riverwalk there are going to be? How many shots of the Alamo Dome? How many shots of the Alamo? There will be shots of the city all over the place as they rejoin the broadcast from a commercial, because it always happens. And I was told during the Spurs run of the 2000s, and the exposure we got, the advertising that this city got just from being in the playoffs as much as they were and in the finals as much as they were, you couldn't put a price on it. It was just outrageous. And we've said this before when we were talking in the whole debate about the Wemby Center was going on. You can't pay for that kind of advertising, that kind of publicity. And, again, we're going to get it. We've gotten it already, but, again, you're going to get it throughout the series, however long that goes. Just watch tonight. And I tell you, play a drinking game. Every time they show a scenic view of San Antonio, take a shot.
Now,
You'll be drunk in the first quarter.
On our YouTube, under the SA Sports Star handle, said the wide shots of the Frost on the east side. All right, yeah, I mean, but that's part of it. Chuck and his churros, right? That's part of it. But they can come up with an estimated dollar value from the impressions and exposure that the city gets. But just think, the hotels right now. I mean, our buddy Eric, who owns Encore Jet, our private jet guy, just sent us a photo of two really, really, really big private planes that are parked in front of his hangar. I'm like, whose are they? He was like, I don't know.
Wow.
But, I mean, the private jets that are coming. My buddy that owns CTA Travel, the car service, he told me earlier, like, I might have to drive tonight because they have so many cars that are going. And you think about this unexpected windfall. Every bar in this city is going to do numbers in May and in June that they're not used to doing because of the San Antonio Spurs. So all the beer companies, all the liquor companies, all the restaurant, a lot of people are benefiting from this run, which is why it is so imperative that the Spurs stay in San Antonio and that the city Gina Jones does what's needed to make sure the Wemby Center is completed.
Now, I don't know if this is true or not, and I'm not calling you out. Anthony Del Toro said there was an interview with her yesterday. She said while she was at the game, all she could see was how much money the Spurs could share with the city, including seating prices. And he goes on to say he can't stand it. Now, I didn't see that interview, so I don't know, and I'm assuming it happened, Anthony. But that's just another misstep. This is not the time to get into a pissing match with the San Antonio Spurs. I mean, it's just bad timing. Goodness gracious.
What does Toyota share? Do all the others USAA share? Right?
Exactly.
But they're all great for our city.
Yes.
That's a part of. They are still a private business. So, they're not sharing, and that's not what they should do. Have you seen the numbers that Wemby's about to get paid? They're not sharing.
They can't afford to. That's going to be interesting to see. And again, I just wish maybe that TikToker she hired to improve her image will let her know, Madam Mayor, this is not the time to cause waves and speed bumps when it comes to the Spurs when they're on the verge of winning another NBA championship. That is a losing battle without a doubt. Let's take a break. When we come back, obviously we're talking Spurs basketball. We invite you to join in on the conversation. We've already talked in some of the views or the comments we've had on our San Antonio Sports Star YouTube page. Go to sasportstar.com. You can find your way to our YouTube page there. You can give us a call at 656-3776, 656-ESPN. Jason is on Twitter at Jason Minix. I'm at Joe Reinigle 210. Lots of ways for you to get that done. And you can vote on our poll, by the way, when you go to our YouTube page. Get it all done, and let's hear from you. This is The Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Injuries happen, and when they do, you can skip the ER and get to the Ortho Now Injury Clinic by TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine. It's located over there in the Corey area. They have extended hours Monday through Saturday. On-site x-ray casting and bracing. They have everything you need to treat your injury, which could be a broken bone, dislocation, sprain, strain. And the great news is no urgent care or emergency room copay. So if you get injured, get to the Ortho Now Injury Clinic. Learn more online at TSAOG.com. That's TSAOG.com.
The Headline Blitz is brought to you by Novo Brewery, San Antonio's newest sports watching destination with over 80 feet of video walls, 60 craft beers, and hard kombucha on tap. A full bar and delicious menu. Novo Brewery is attached to North Star Mall and open late hours. San Antonio's playoff headquarters has arrived. Novo Brewery features 80 feet of video walls, craft beers, hard kombucha on tap, and the food menu that means business. Thick-cut ribeye, picanha prime sirloin, Brazilian empanadas, stacked burgers, carne asada fries, and more. And with its own private entrance separate from North Star Mall, no hassle, just you, your crew, and the biggest screens in the city at Novo Brewery. Open late. Visit NovoBrew.com. Novo Brewery. Come hungry. Stay for the game.
Are you an adult with uncontrolled moderate to severe Crohn's disease symptoms and still packing a backup bag of clothes? Just in case, Skyrizi Risankizumab Riza can help you take control of your Crohn's. Feel significant symptom relief, including less abdominal pain and fewer bowel movements at 4 weeks. Plus, Skyrizi is proven to help people achieve remission and visibly improve damage of the intestinal lining. Individual results may vary. Skyrizi is a prescription injection medicine. Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines. Liver problems leading to hospitalization may occur when treated for Crohn's. Ready to take control of your Crohn's? Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 prescribed biologic in Crohn's disease. Control is everything to me. Learn more at skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI.
Snapshot from Progressive wasn't created for just anybody. Oh no, we made it for you. Smooth accelerators. When that light turns green, you're off. Like a warm knife through firm butter. Going from 0 to the speed limit in an appropriate amount of time. Sure, your car has horsepower, but your horses prance around as silky smooth as your right foot. Fancy Prancerton. With Snapshot, safe drivers like you get personalized rates based on your driving habits. Sign up today at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Snapshot not available in California or from all agents.
With the new My Lowe's Pro Rewards American Express card, earn 3 points per dollar spent on Lowe's qualifying purchases for the first 6 months after card account opening. Plus, save 5% every day on eligible purchases at Lowe's and earn points on eligible purchases everywhere else Amex is accepted. Card members get more at Lowe's. Subject to credit approval. 5% can't be combined with any other offer. Exclusions and restrictions apply. Points subject to loyalty terms at Lowe's.com/terms and credit reward terms at Synchrony.com/MLPRA-terms. Visit Lowe's.com/business credit.
Soccer's biggest event in the world is here, and Twin Peaks has the best seats in the house for your favorite matchups, paired with daily goal-worthy specials. With 4 area Twin Peaks locations, Twin Peaks is your home for the world's biggest soccer event. Eats, drinks, and scenic views.
The Morning Huddle.
So I haven't had Red Diamond in over 2 weeks.
Oh, my.
So
what are you supplementing with?
I've got some Bai coconut waters that I'm kind of BAI.
Yeah, no, it's coconut water that
other people
that does sex with guys
we
and
see
girls.
other people.
See,
but
it's Bai.
It's coconut water that
I don't know
slept
why
with a
it came out.
pineapple.
I don't know
and then
why I didn't hear that before I said it. I really didn't. And the funny thing is, I've been talking about my Bai coconut water to a lot of people over the last 3 days. And it didn't strike me what that sounded like until right now.
The Morning Huddle with AJ and Rob. Weekday mornings 6 to 10. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
San Antonio is Aggie country. This is Andrew Monaco, and you're listening to the home of the Aggies. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Andrew, you're absolutely correct, but right now it is San Antonio Spurs country, big time. Everybody ready for the NBA Finals to get underway, and that will happen about 4 and change hours wise. They're in the Frostbank Center against the New York Knicks, and we're talking about it here on the Blitz. I'm Joe. He's Jason. Everybody excited, and a lot of comments on our San Antonio Sports Star YouTube page. Not only about the Spurs, but about the mayor and just all kinds of stuff. Go there and comment, like, and subscribe, please.
And really, today's the day to focus on Game 1. I really didn't want to get political with our lovely mayor. She made the headline Blitz because yet another staffer has left. But if she really did make those comments, what a piss. How tone deaf do you have to be?
Well,
I mean, you save that.
Dumb.
You save that for after. I had a friend that was like, "So, what kind of moves do we need to make? What kind of trade?" Dude, man, we'll talk about that in a couple of weeks. Now is not the time. Focus on Game 1. 210-656-ESPN 656-3776. Jeff McDonald will join us in about 15 minutes or so. Danny Green will be on in a little more than an hour. Until then, call your shot. How you feeling about Game 1? Let's go to the phones. Kevin, you're on the Blitz. What's going on, man?
Hey, nothing much, man. I am excited. I am excited about the Spurs and so forth. You got to go through the good, the bad, and the ugly. Like, some people cannot handle that, but, But I'm going to tell you one thing. They're going to win in 6. They're going to win in 6. It's going to be no pressure, no diamonds. That's all.
All right, good call, Kevin. So Kevin says Spurs in 6. So they're winning at Madison Square Garden, which is appropriate. It's the one where they won their first one.
Mm-hmm. Now, Mingo says on the screens, worried about these matchups. Mingo, you're on the Blitz.
Yeah, I'm of course I'm going for my boys, the Spurs. We're going 7 games. I just don't like the matchup. The key to this one's going to be OG Ogbanobi. That's the guy that we have to watch out. That's going to be the Caruso of this series. We have to. I'm not worried about Cat. I'm not worried about Brunson. I'm worried about
Yeah.
Just call him OG.
That's just OG.
That's the matchup that I'm concerned about. Also, Coach Mitch, I hope you're listening. You got to get the boys to crash the boards. The Knicks are an excellent rebounding team. The way we're going to beat them, we have to be rebounds, offensive, defensive rebounds. And if we pick up a full court press, like Pop did with Steve Nash, that way you keep the ball out of Jalen Brunson's hands.
I don't know, Mingo, that you're going to keep the ball out of Jalen Brunson's hand.
He's right about the rebounding. If there was a weakness for San Antonio in that OKC series, except in Game 7, the Spurs did a great job on the boards. But New York will rebound the basketball, especially Mitchell Robinson. I mean, that's all he does. He'll give the Knicks 2 or 3 extra opportunities on the offensive side. More than that, obviously, but that's what he does. He's a rebounding machine.
It'd be interesting to see how Mitch focuses on rebounds tonight, because there were some of those games in the Western Conference Finals, and hell, even against Minnesota, it felt like they were sacrificing the rebound trying to get the fast break started, or getting back on defense. Like, the second chance points weren't there because the shot is up, it's a 3, and everybody's back getting ready to be set on defense. So they weren't beat by the fast break points. So it will be interesting to see where Mitch Johnson has this team focused when it comes to getting those rebounds.
And you got to do that. You can't give New York a bunch of second and third opportunities on the offensive side, and because that could be a killer. You talk about 3-point buckets just killing you. That could be a problem. Yeah, I noticed on our San Antonio Sports Star YouTube page, and we have not talked a lot about Jordan Clarkson. Obviously, San Antonio guy. I haven't watched the Knicks a lot other than when they play the Spurs, so I'm not sure how many minutes Clarkson has gotten, what he's done to help this team. But he's a hell of a ball player. He has been. What he does, will he be a factor in this series? I don't know. I'm not sure that he will be. But I just don't know how much they use him, to be totally honest with you.
Well, and again, spot duty, the fact that there are two dudes on the Knicks that went to the same high school here in San Antonio. You know, it's interesting because so much has been made about Dylan Harper and Julian Champagnie going back to near where they grew up, and they're getting to play in the Garden. Same for the San Antonio Spurs in Wagner High School. And I saw Julian yesterday say something like, you know, all his friends that want tickets and, well, they're not getting any, but he wants them to be unhappy is a nice way to put it. And I'm sure, you know, Jordan Clarkson has his friends that he wants them to be unhappy. It's just really cool for San Antonio, I think, to have, you know, that many NBA guys. It is kind of weird that they've got two from San Antonio that went to the same high school. You know, Kevin McCullough is the other one.
I think it's great. And what does that say about the city of San Antonio? I think it's great. And, again, it just props to what's taking place. There's been obviously a lot of football talent. We concentrate on that quite a bit. But there have been a lot of basketball players come out of San Antonio. And Clarkson's certainly a great example of that. But it will be interesting to see how does Mike Brown, you know, what's his rotation? How many guys does he play? Does he shorten his bench against San Antonio or extend it? And Mitch Johnson the same way. I mean, obviously, you know, there's only, 7-8 guys that he typically plays. And then some guys will have spot duty, but I'm not sure Plumlee or Biyombo get in the game much, along with Olenek. So, I don't know. We'll see. Again, just a part of the chess match that we're about to embark on in the Frost Bank Center tonight.
One of the matchups that I read while, you know, obviously preparing for this series, unlike against Oklahoma City, the Spurs bench might be better the way it's used than the Knicks bench. And you know, when you look at, I mean, obviously Jordan Clarkson is a part of that, and Mitchell Robinson is a bit of a question mark. But, I mean, a guy like Jeremy Sohan isn't going to see that much time. Miles McBride, you know, maybe, especially if he gets hot, you know, from outside. But when you look at, you know, Keldon and Dylan Harper coming off the bench and what you're going to get from Luke Cornett, what you hope to get from Luke Cornett, the idea that I do think the bench matchup actually favors the San Antonio Spurs, where against Oklahoma City, their bench crushed the Spurs bench.
Can't argue with that. And again, it's you're trying to do a crash course in New York Knicks basketball.
Yep.
And what they do, and it happens every time there's a final series, especially involving the Spurs. You got to look at the Eastern Conference because we just don't watch it that much, quite frankly. But I can't argue with that. It will be interesting to see. I know that Mitch seemed to use the bench a little bit more late in the OKC series than he did early on, especially against Minnesota and Portland. But again, does he trust those guys, especially the big fellas coming off? And with New York's size, with Cat and Robinson, does Plumlee or Biyombo have a spot to play? Do they have a role to play in this game? Be interesting to see.
You know, I think that's really going to depend on the effectiveness of Luke Cornett. I can't see either one of those guys. I mean, they didn't get regular season minutes. I can't imagine them getting minutes in the NBA Finals unless something has gone horribly wrong.
Unless Wemby orders them to go get a code red.
Code red.
Code red.
Hit the hand.
Go get them. Yeah. Oh, man. Let's get ready for this thing. Talk to a guy that covers the Spurs every single day. That is Jeff McDonald with the San Antonio Express-News. He will join us next here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
You know, next Saturday, June 13th, the San Antonio Gunslingers have their next home game. Of course, they play all their games there at Freeman Coliseum. Next Saturday, they get the Chupacabras, the New Mexico Chupacabras. It's indoor football, so it's AC. Weather's going to be perfect, but indoor football is just so much fun. All the action, the touchdowns, the catches, the hits along the wall, players going into the stands, footballs flying into the stands. Get your tickets now for that game. Again, June 13th, a week from Saturday, 4 o'clock in the Freeman Coliseum. SAGunslingers.com is the website, SAGunslingers.com. Well, the Gunslingers have a road game this week. The Gunslingers and their six-shooters, their cheerleaders, they're going to be busy holding a kids camp Saturday morning, this Saturday morning, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m., a kids camp and a teen clinic. All kinds of stuff that's going to be going on. Everybody is going to get a custom camp shirt, 2 tickets to that June 13th game, pom-poms for the cheerleaders, and you get a chance to perform at halftime. So if you've got your kiddos and you want them to go to camp on Saturday, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m., get registered and get more information. SAGunslingers.com is the website, SAGunslingers.com.
Got a buddy who thinks he knows baseball? Perfect. On Rangers game days, prove it with the Morning Huddle's Rangers Double Dinger Payday. Pick the Ranger you think will launch it out of here. He hits 1, you and a friend are headed to a Rangers game. He hits 2. Now, you've got tickets and hotel. Yeah, you're making a night of it, and your buddy's buying the first round. Wake up with the Morning Huddle. Call your shot and win the Morning Huddle's Rangers Double Dinger Payday. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home of the Texas Rangers.
We have meaningful basketball being played in San Antonio for the first time in years, and you know the Roo Pub has proven to be the best place to go watch the games with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. All the games, all the fights, and when you show up at the Roo Pub, show up hungry. Open daily at 11, great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and the best place to watch the game. Just down from the Big Blind, right next to the Angry Elephant. The Roo Pub, 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
Progressive's Home Quote Explorer helps you easily find and buy the right coverage for you. It's everything you've always wanted. Well, I mean, as far as a website that lets you shop, quote, and buy insurance in one place. But hey, maybe that is everything you've always wanted. Yeah, people have different types of dreams. And if all you've ever been searching for is a website that helps you choose home insurance rates and coverage, boy, do we have great news about Progressive's Home Quote Explorer. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and third-party insurers. Comparison rates not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy.
Harry Douglas here to tell you about Fruity Rainbow 5-Hour Energy Shots. It's a fruity candy flavor explosion, and I mean explosion. Fruity Rainbow 5-Hour Energy Shots, a zero-sugar treat that's sweet tooth approved. These can take care of my candy cravings and provides a tasty caffeine kick without all the sugar. Fruity Rainbow 5-Hour Energy Shots. Get candy-flavored chaos with Fruity Rainbow 5-Hour Energy Shots. Available online at 5hourenergy.com or Amazon.
Hi, everybody. Joe Reinigle here for Window Nation. It is June. Summer is here along with those hot summer days, and that means constant AC use and high energy bills. It is time to upgrade your home's windows this month during Window Nation's Buy 4, Get 4 free sale. Imagine replacing all your windows with new energy-efficient ones and getting half of them for free. Plus, you could even get them with no money down and no monthly payment or interest for 2 years. Don't wait to put an end to your window problems. Sale ends soon, so visit windownation.com to book that consultation.
What does it mean to work with one of the largest personal injury law firms in Texas? At Thomas J. Henry, it means we can put our team of experts to work for you. Visit thomasjhenrylaw.com. The name you know, the firm you trust.
Principal office, San Antonio.
This Father's Day, skip the boring gifts and make memories that actually matter at Coplay Cove. Join the Blitz of San Antonio Sports Star live at Coplay Cove for a family-focused Father's Day celebration built for dads, kids, and modern families. Enjoy Dad and Me indoor sports activities, coffee and energy drink tastings, giveaways, raffles, and nonstop family fun. All in a space designed for modern parents to connect, recharge, and enjoy quality time together. Built for families rooted in community. Get your tickets now through the events page at coplaycove.com.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
ZipRecruiter. It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Coming up on the Morning Huddle, reaction to Game 1 of Spurs-Knicks.
It's the beginning of what is a marathon. What did the Spurs do right? What did they do wrong? What needs to happen in Game 2? We got it front to back, but you're going to have to set your alarm. Party starts at 6.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Morning 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. The Spurs and the Knicks. This is where you come to talk about the finals. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
And that is exactly what we're doing on this Wednesday afternoon. Game 1 of the NBA Finals tonight inside the Frost Bank Center. Spurs and the Knicks. I'm Joe Reinagle. He's Jason Minix.
Our good friend Jeff McDonald from the San Antonio Express-News joining us now on the Buyers Barricades guest line. Jeff, I want to say maybe late February, early March. I remember you were on and I asked you, are you making plans in May? I didn't even ask about June because I didn't think they would be here, and you had some concert you were worried about. And I know you didn't plan on being at work in June, just based on the photo you put on social yesterday of the floor, and you just wrote unreal. As a guy that covers this team day in and day out, how unreal has this journey been for you?
For me, didn't plan on it. Not complaining, but I didn't plan on it. And I think a lot of us that have been, like, I know the city's on fire and we're all excited and everything, but I still think we're really grasping how remarkable this run was for the Spurs. Like, they're not supposed to be here in their first playoff run. It just doesn't happen. There's very little precedent for a team missing the playoffs altogether for 6 years in a row, getting back and the first running all the way to the final. There's very, the precedent for that is like the LeBron bubble Lakers that got there because it was a weird year. They were in the COVID stuff, and they had LeBron James and Anthony Davis. They added those kind of guys. This is really no precedent for a team this young, especially to get here in the first year. So yeah, we're all kind of just stunned.
Well, I think everybody is, Jeff, and you're absolutely right. But when you look at this team, the way that they've come together, it seems like, and you tell me if you notice this too, this team just has got a confidence to it that I don't think I've seen, especially with guys this young, 22, 19 years old. I mean, you don't see a kind of confidence like that when you're playing big league basketball.
Yeah, it's unbelievable, and they'd answered the call in every round. I think even when we throughout the season, when we start to realize, okay, this team really is good. Like, they are going to win 50 games. Oh, they're going to win 60 games. I think we all thought, yeah, but eventually you get to the playoffs and you get to a round against the team that has been there before, that can out physical you, can out execute you, can out playoff basketball you because you haven't been there before. And you just figured the Spurs were going to run into that team, and that would be the end of a really magical season. And there were times in that Minnesota series where I thought, well, maybe the Wolves are the team to do it. No, they're not. And then, well, surely they're facing the defending champion Thunder. Like, the Thunder are going to be the team that, they won the title last year. They're going to be the team that kind of puts these young Spurs in their place and makes them wait their turn. And surely when that gets to Game 7 and you're on the road in the champ's house and have to win that game, that's the one where, this young team's not going to win that game. So far, when we talk about the confidence, obviously it starts with Wemby, who's probably the most confident 22-year-old athlete I've ever been around. Guys too. I mean, Stephon Castle is not scared of anything or anyone on or off the court. Harper in that Game 7 making a huge bucket, sizing up the MVP, Shea Alexander, and making a huge, step back three-pointer on him in the fourth quarter. He's not scared of anything. And when those guys, when your youngest players are scared of anything, I think it pretty much the confidence takes care of itself. Everybody else comes along for the ride.
Jeff McDonald of the San Antonio Express-News here on the Blitz on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star ahead of Game 1. You probably, from the media side of things, know Victor better than anybody. You've been around him probably more than anybody else in the media. So you've seen him be very emotional. And I know, like, after that comeback win over the Clippers, he was emotional. And then he talked about it. He's an emotional dude. A lot of the national media types saw how emotional he got after winning the Western Conference Finals, and they look at that as a negative. Knowing what you know about Victor and what he said yesterday about having to reset, maybe they're still on an emotional high after winning the West, what do you expect his mindset to be coming into tonight's Game 1?
I think it's Eye of the Tiger, right? Like, I can even hear the song from Rocky in my head. That's the Victor you're going to see. This is, when going back to the last question, when you talk about guys that have confidence, guys that have focus, like Wemby is the head of the class there. He will show up ready to play. He's answered that call throughout his career, even when the team wasn't very good, even when they're winning 22 games. You put him in a big game, he shows up. Early on, maybe he didn't always win those games, but he was playing well, and I think you'll see that again tonight. The stuff about him, his emotion, like I enjoy that. I want to see raw emotion from my athletes. I don't think it's a negative at all. I don't think it affects anything. I think there were some people like, oh look, he's celebrating like they just won the championship. Well, I mean, they know they still have work to do. They weren't resting on their laurels or anything. They were just letting out some emotion at the end of a hard-fought series, and they have 3 games to reset. And I have no doubt that in Game 1 they will be, they'll be ready to play. Well, whether they win that, I don't know, but they will be ready to play.
Jeff, you've seen a lot of basketball, a lot of championship games where a team has come in with a lot of rest, the other team not so much a lot of rest, and going through a grueling series in 7 games. What is your take on that? Does anyone in that scenario have an advantage over the other?
I have no analytics on this, but I think I will be in the Spurs situation right now. The Knicks, 3 days is plenty. It's not like they had to go. They won a Game 7 and then had to start the series 2 days. They had 3 full off to rest, to refocus, to reset. I think for the Knicks, 8 days off is a little something they're going to have to overcome. I would not be surprised if they start Game 1 a little out of sync, a little out of sorts, having to sort of catch up to the speed of the game and the physicality of the game again. I think for an NBA player, 8 days without a game is, they don't know what to do with themselves, and it kind of takes them out of their rhythm a little bit. I don't know that it'll be a huge factor either way for the Knicks, but I don't think it's an advantage either to have 8 days versus 3. I would rather be the team that has 3, to be honest.
Jeff McDonald of the Express-News here on the Blitz. You have a great article today, the position-by-position breakdown. And I know I'm a homer. I'm not shy about saying that. And the Knicks are good, don't get me wrong. But the East sucks. They didn't even break a sweat during the Eastern Conference Finals. How good, in your opinion, is this Knicks team?
I think they're good, and they're definitely a threat to the Spurs. That have been troublesome for the Spurs in the regular season meetings against New York. But I do think there is something to say about, injured or not, the Spurs did have to fight their way through the defending champions on the road and be tested in that way. And they've had some adversity throughout the playoffs. Usually, Wemby has a concussion and they have to win a game without him, or, Wemby gets thrown out of that game in Minnesota and lose that one and have to kind of rally from that. And then, the whole 7-game series in Oklahoma City was just a figure-it-out series. They look good one game, and then there's an adjustment, and they got to adjust to that adjustment, and now they're losing the series. All of that was adversity and testing. I think that will serve the Spurs well. I mean, the Knicks can only play who's in front of them in the East. That's true, but I don't think that I'll In fact, I won't qualify it. They have not played a team as talented as the Spurs in these playoffs. So that might also be an adjustment to now you're kind of playing with big boys a little bit. And I can definitely see that being an adjustment for the Knicks as well. They have not faced a team as good on either end as the Spurs are in these playoffs. So, yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, no doubt, especially defensively. I don't think they've seen anything like that. And I think the Spurs are a much better team now than the last time these two teams met, and they just seem to be gelling that way. Having said all of that, Jeff, and when you look at the Knicks, and I love your breakdown here, it adds a lot. If you haven't seen it, go read Jeff's article in the San Antonio Express-News. Who is the biggest threat, besides Jalen Brunson, obviously, and we know he's the head of the snake? If you had to pick one other Knick that you might be concerned about, who would that be?
Well, I'll answer this facetiously first. San Antonio's own Jordan Clarkson always seems to have him a game against the Spurs. It doesn't matter if he plays for the Knicks or the Lakers, the Jazz. That guy's always got it in for the Spurs. But he's not actually playing that much for the Knicks. He's not in the rotation. I actually wouldn't be surprised if he has a 12, 15-point game in there. That my answer would probably be Michael Bridges. He's a guy that has always seemed to come up big against the Spurs. If you want to go back to that, Wemby's Christmas Day debut at Madison Square Garden in 2024, when Wemby had that huge game and they were going back and forth with the Knicks at the Garden, the Spurs lost that game. And the reason they lost that game was just Bridges went crazy. Like they couldn't guard him. And so he's always been a tough kind of cover for them. So he would be the guy that I would look at as sort of an X factor for the Knicks.
Jeff, when you think about how Mitch might do things in this series, I kind of look at a guy like Karl Anthony Towns. As great as he is, he's prone to get into foul trouble. And if he gets into foul trouble, he tends to disappear if he's on the court. Would you go after Cat early to try to see what kind of foul trouble you could get him in?
Yeah, I think that's a good strategy, and I think there's a lot of reasons for this, but that's one reason I don't think you'll see Cat guarding Wemby very much, even though, you got the height similarity there, a 7-footer on a 7-footer. I think putting Cat on Wemby is a recipe for, like you said, immediate foul trouble for one of the Knicks' best players. I expect OG Anunoby to be on Victor. He seems, he's big for his size. He's smaller than Victor, but he's tall for his position. He's big and strong and can get Wemby off his spots. And that seems to be the guy. OG seems to be like built in a lab to defend Victor Wembanyama if anybody is. So I think that's the matchup you'll see there. So whoever Cat is guarding, it's not a bad idea to try to get him in foul trouble, though.
Yeah, that'd be nice. That would be nice. And then you've got Mitchell Robinson, who is available tonight. I know he's got the broken hand. And that dude just seems to be a rebound machine. And it concerns me a little bit, Jeff, to be honest with you, just giving the Knicks second and third opportunities on offense when he's in the game. I know he doesn't provide much offensively, but, man, the guy can rebound like crazy.
Yeah, the Knicks in fact, if you go back to that NBA Cup final in Vegas back in December, which was a long time ago, the Spurs basically lost that game because they were wiped out on the boards. They gave up, I think, 32 second chance points, and Mitchell Robinson was a huge part of that. He had 10 offensive boards in that game. Now he's got a broken hand, and it'll be interesting to see what he can do with it. Like you said, it seems like he's going to be available off the bench. He's going to play. How effective he can be, I don't know. I mean, if you really want to play some 4D chess, is he a guy that, if he has a broken right hand and can't shoot, can you do a hack of Robinson and just get him out of the game because he can't shoot free throws? I mean, if he's killing you that bad on the board, that's something you can think about. But Mitch Robinson is a huge part of what the Knicks need to do, because if he can't play, or if he's ineffective, or you can get him out of the game, they don't have much behind Cat. Like he's Cat's backup, and there's nobody really that you fear behind him. So if he can't play or is ineffective, Robinson, that's a huge advantage of the Spurs column.
Jeff, how do the Spurs guard Jalen Brunson?
I would suspect they would start a little bit like they got a pretty good primer with SGA. And I think obviously Steph Castle is going to get a lot of those minutes head to head. I think if he can handle that, then you don't have to help him, but you can have ways to keep Brunson out of the paint. The tough part with the Knicks is more so than the Thunder is, the Knicks were the Thunder were so around, most of their offense is built around getting in the paint, getting to the rim, and the Spurs shut that off because they have a 7'4" crazy man in the middle of it all. The Knicks aren't quite so reliant on paint scoring. They can do the mid-range stuff, and Brunson is a key part of that. So it will be interesting to see if he can. With the Thunder, you just kind of force them into shots they didn't want to take. With the Knicks, it'll be interesting to see if you can do that, because they do have a little bit more of a varied offense than the Thunder do.
Jeff, when you look at, and I know you've seen the Jeremy Sohan interview with the New York Post, saying it's an intel operation for him. And then you've got Mike Brown as the head coach. Do you see any advantage there, or anything that those guys can add to maybe help the Knicks' cause?
No, I don't know. I was going to make this. I don't know if Sohan knew much about the Spurs operations when he was here. But and as for Mike Brown, I mean, at the coaching level at this point of the season in the NBA Finals, nobody's tricking anybody. Like, everybody knows what everybody's doing. It's more a matter of executing anyway. It's like a lot of these games make tough shots because everybody knows what you're doing and how to defend it and how to defend your counters to that and your counters to that counter. So, coaching-wise, I don't think there's any mystery at all for these guys. You just go out and you do your best. You can make some tweaks to try to put your guys in the best position, but you're not really surprising anybody. You're not, as Pop used to say, you're not reinventing the wheel with every series or every game.
Very true. Jeff McDonald of the San Antonio Express-News. Make sure you're reading the Express-News. The coverage has been great. The frameable photos and posters have been incredible, because this run is just so unexpected. I mean, from the night they won the draft lottery, I think every Spur fan felt like there were titles in the future, but not this year. This year, if they would have had a Portland Trailblazers-like season, we would have been like, all right, great year. What are we going to do next year? And I know you're feeling the same way. You did not plan on working in June.
Yeah, absolutely. And those of us speaking right now are old enough to remember all the other finals runs, and I think there was a point in the Duncan era you just expected it every year.
Yep.
Of course they're going to go to the finals, and when they didn't, you were disappointed. This is the first one that I remember just being completely out of left field. Like, maybe we were all delusional in '99, and that was surprising too. But I don't know. I remember in '99 thinking, of course they're going to go to the finals. They have Tim Duncan and David Robinson. This is the first title run for the Spurs, in my opinion, that is just complete gravy. Like, you didn't expect it. You didn't see it coming. Maybe if you go back to like 2013, 2014, those old, like with the old Tim dynasty making its last guy. Maybe 2013 was a little unexpected, but they did go to the conference finals in the year before that. So you knew they were good. This Spurs team, you're right. If they would have had a Portland trip, you remember what Victor said in October. A successful season is we make the playoffs with no play-in. Finish sixth place in the West. That's a successful season. And they blew that out of the water. Like that just seems like a laughably low bar to set now. But at the time, I remember thinking, okay, Victor, that's a good goal to have, but I don't know if you guys can do it in the West. Then they win 62 games in their the second seed and in the finals. And yeah, we didn't see it coming. And I'm not complaining. It's been fun to be around the city during this time to kind of remember what it's like when the whole place has Spurs fever in the middle of June, and there's flags everywhere and honking everywhere. And we were out for shoot-around today at the Rock, and there were maniacs with their lawn chairs already set up at 8 o'clock in the morning for tonight's game watching party at the Rock. So, like, everyone's gone nuts, and it's fun. It's fun to be with it.
It's a lot of fun. I'm telling you, I'm having a great time, and it brings back those memories, Jeff, as you mentioned, of 1999. Only difference this year has to be that they can't win it in 5 at Madison Square Garden. So I'll take the Spurs in 6 with a game-winning shot there that night.
Yeah, I think Spurs in 6 sounds about right. And 1999 was so long ago. I watched that closeout game, the Avery Johnson shot. on a television that didn't even have a remote control.
Come on, man. You must have lost the remote control. You weren't your dad's remote in 1999, but
it did not have a remote. I had to get up. I was out of college. It was my first job. My parents sent me with our family room TV to San Angelo, Texas, where I had my first job. Watched that on a little, probably 20 inches, and I had to turn the channel with my bare hands. It's crazy.
Somehow I don't know that this group of Spurs will celebrate like that group with wings and video games at the hotel.
You know what's crazy? They might. It's just different video games.
Exactly right. Exactly right.
Who knows?
It's going to be fun.
It is going to be so fun. And then soon every other person in town is going to have a corgi. Because that's going to be the new dog mascot of San Antonio.
Right.
Did we lose Jeff right at the end?
We may have.
No, I'm still here. I'm still here.
Yeah. Get your new corgi. Corgi breeders are going to be everywhere. Jeff, enjoy it. Make sure you're following Jeff on Twitter. His Twitter game, especially on an off day, is incredibly entertaining. Just don't get yourself blocked. Because sometimes, that does happen. But it's good to see you back having those interactions on Twitter, my friend.
Well, it's good to be back, I guess.
Yeah,
absolutely.
It's fun to have the Spurs back and worthy of conversation in June, not about who are we going to draft. Enjoy the game tonight. Enjoy New York.
You guys have a good one, too.
Appreciate it. The great Jeff McDonald on Twitter at JMcDonald_SAEN. Joining us here on the Buyers Barricades guest line, where they provide traffic control, rental, and sales for San Antonio and beyond. Online at buyersbarricades.com.
Good stuff from Jeff McDonald for sure. And again, the guys, what I love about Jeff is he is a reporter. He's an unbiased journalist in some respects, right? He's going to tell you what he feels, but he's not going to get out and like Minix and I do and let you know exactly and get demonstrative about it. But he's been covering this team a long time. It's hard not to be a fan, even for a guy like Jeff McDonald. So appreciate his time. Of course, we are talking a lot of Spurs basketball, obviously. Game 1 of the NBA Finals taking place tonight inside the Frost Bank Center. We're getting this party started. It is going to be a lot of fun. We'll continue that talk with you right here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Let me tell you something. I'm looking at videos and photos and of the party that's going on. And Jason mentioned this earlier. Every bar in San Antonio is having a Spurs watch party, including our good friends at Novo Brewery. Saw some pictures and videos of Novo Brewery in Game 7, and that place was hopping. It was going crazy. There was packed, everybody in there having a good time, Spurs jerseys on, hats, all of that kind of stuff. It was a fantastic atmosphere for Game 7, and I guarantee you the atmosphere in there tonight is going to be just as crazy. Novo Brewery, it's right there at North Star Mall. It's got its own entrance. You enter North Star Mall from the Rector side, the Rector Street side, and you go right in. It's got its own entrance there, obviously late hours. Lots of places to sit and watch the game because there's TVs all over the place. They're everywhere. And if you haven't been, you need to check this place out because not only is the sights, you're not going to miss anything. It's not a bad seat in the house. The food is absolutely fantastic. They've got anything, from French fries to wings to empanadas to ribeye steaks and picanha skewers, which I absolutely love. That is my favorite in Novo for sure. And they've got a full bar there, any kind of drink that you can imagine. And they've got 60 craft beers on tap, along with domestic beers on tap. You're not going to go hungry. You're not going to be thirsty, I guarantee you. And if you can't find a babysitter tonight, take the kids. They've got a kids area there. The kids can play while you're watching the game. It suits every need that you have. Novo Brewery at North Star Mall, their very first location in Texas. You want to check them out before you go? You can do that. NovoBrew.com. That's N-O-V-O Brew.com.
This is The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons 2 to 6. KTFM Floresville. And everywhere at sasportstar.com.
Okay, class, let's begin.
Psst, love your boots. I just sold a pair like that on eBay.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it took like 2 seconds to list, and they sold almost immediately. I've been selling everything lately. Some chunky boots, a faux fur coat I never wore, and a vintage chair that was more of an expensive clothing rack.
You know, I actually bought these on eBay. Wait, are you Kitty Sell Stuff from Brooklyn?
Okay, quiet, please.
Find what you love, sell what you don't. eBay. Things people love.
Tickets to the world's greatest soccer tournament start at ouch and peak somewhere around, okay, seriously? So, we'll watch from home. Academy Sports and Outdoors makes the best seat in the house your house, with grills that make concession stands nervous, coolers that don't charge $15 for a drink, and official team jerseys so you can find your people fast. Go all in for the cup without pulling a hammy reaching for your wallet. Academy. Fun can't lose.
Drivers who switch to Progressive could save hundreds just by bundling home and auto insurance, because you can't go wrong saving money. Unless you spend it on a guitar, never learn to play it, but lie and say that you did. Then someone hands you a guitar at a party and asks you to play, so you decide to improvise this.
Well, don't you know that but that's not it. Dreams are fun and also good.
Yep, you can't go wrong bundling and saving money with Progressive. Well, depends on how you spend it. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and third-party insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
By texting 64,000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from IQ Bar. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at eatiqbar.com/policy/terms of service.
I've got good news and bad news. Here's the bad news. Most protein bars are packed with sugar and unpronounceable ingredients. The good news? There's a better option. I'm Will, and I created IQ Bar plant protein bars to empower doers like you with clean, delicious, low-sugar brain and body fuel. IQ bars are packed with 12 grams of protein, brain nutrients like magnesium and lion's mane, and zero weird stuff. And right now, you can get 20% off all IQ Bar products, plus free shipping. Clean ingredients, amazing taste, and you'll love how you feel. Refuel smarter, hydrate harder, caffeinate larger with IQ Bar.
Try our delicious IQ Bar sampler pack with 9 plant protein bars, 8 hydration mixes, and 4 mushroom coffee sticks. And now you can get 20% off all IQ Bar products plus free shipping when you text RADIO to 64,000. Text RADIO to 64,000 to get your 20% off. That's RADIO to 64,000.
The largest gun show in San Antonio is at the Shriner Auditorium this weekend. Texas Gun Shows is open this Friday from 4 to 7 p.m., 10 a.m. to 5 Saturday, and then 10 a.m. to 4 Sunday. Texas Gun Shows is at the Shriner Auditorium on 1604 this Friday through Sunday.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
It is game day, Spurs fans. 4 wins away from the 6th NBA title for your San Antonio Spurs. And just like back in '99, they're taking on the New York Knicks. Tip-off inside the Frost Bank Center, 7:30 tonight. Game will be televised on ABC. NFL trying to horn in on the action. The Atlanta Falcons and wide receiver Drake London, they agreed to terms on a 4-year, $141 million extension.
Sports Center brought to you by SAPDcareers.com. The San Antonio Police Department is always hiring.
From the studios of San Antonio's Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Blitz. 2 decades on the radio, Jason Minix. 2 decades on TV, Joe Reinagel. 2 San Antonio sports voices you've trusted for years. This is the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
On a hump day!
Hump day!
Game day!
Hump day!
Hump day!
Hump day!
Game day!
Hump day!
Happy hump day, happy game day, everybody. Hope you're having a good one. Whatever you're doing, however you're doing it, thanks for spending a little time with us here on the Blitz 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I'm Joe Reinagel. He's Jason Minix, and I like it when it's a hump day, game day. Game day, hump day.
I'm glad you can entertain yourself day.
I make myself laugh more than anybody else.
Call your shot day as well. You can call your shot on our YouTube page. We got a poll, of course.
Of course.
Get there through sasportstar.com, or if you're on YouTube, search out San Antonio Sports Star. Spurs in 4 or 5, Spurs in 6 or 7, Knicks in 4 or 5, Knicks in 6 or 7. 53% of you have the Spurs in 6 or 7. 36 say Spurs in 4 or 5. 11 combined percent picking the New York Knicks to win this series. And while we do have Danny Green in about 30 minutes joining us here on the Blitz, I want to go back to something that Jeff McDonald said a moment ago.
All right.
You know, you joke a little bit, right?
Sure.
Because in '99, when the Spurs beat the Knicks, those boys celebrated by ordering wings to the room and playing video games. And you kind of laugh, and Jeff was like, yeah, this group might actually do it.
Wemby's not doing that.
Eating wings?
He's not eating wings.
Well, whatever it is that he eats, he could have a cheat day.
Maybe.
But you wonder how much drinking there would be. Did you see De'Aaron Fox, the video of him with Guillermo yesterday at Media Day? It's cut 5.
I drink that way hot, so you don't have to.
I don't drink at all.
No, don't worry. I'll drink it for you.
I'll pour it down your throat.
Hey.
Whoa,
yo,
cuz. Y'all don't be seeing the videos where
No. Hell
listen,
no.
I've never done it. I've never done it.
Now we're gonna start the day off.
Bro, our day's almost over.
You finna dry the boat? I don't drink it all.
Why are we acting like that's crazy?
No, how you said it was crazy. I'll pour it down your throat.
So is it worse to say it or is it worse to do it?
You just gotta add
I've never done it.
Both of them are equally bad.
Nah, hell no.
Chat's been saying ayo for like the last 8 minutes.
That's not equal. Saying something and doing something is not the same. That's not the same. It's like if I threaten you.
It's like can't you get locked up for intent? You can get locked up for intent.
For sure.
Yeah, you intent.
You're gonna be locked up longer if you do it.
De'Aaron Fox says he doesn't drink when he told Guillermo, I'll just pour it down your throat. And, dude, Dylan Harper, look on his face, you can't say that. And the other guy, like, dude, you can't do that to a guy. Don't say that to a guy.
What, pour it down his throat?
Yeah, don't say that.
Why?
And then De'Aaron, think about it for a moment.
Pour it down his throat.
Yeah.
I sucked that stuff down. I don't know. He was talking about alcohol. Pour it down his throat. I don't get it.
Well, guys don't do that to other guys.
Okay.
I mean, unless
Fair
you're
enough.
like Rob Thompson's new coconut water. You see what I mean? But De'Aaron Fox said he doesn't drink.
Well,
ever.
I don't know. I mean, most of the guys on this team are too young to drink.
Well, legally.
Good for De'Aaron Fox. I mean, do they even have to worry about champagne for the parade or the championship?
Well, sure.
I mean, do they?
I mean, nobody's going to drink it. Well, somebody's going to drink it.
You're going to have to drink it because you've been in a locker room. I've been in a locker room.
Yeah.
You don't have a choice.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it just kind of sprays
but
right in there.
I mean,
right down your throat. Dude, I'm telling you, man. And I love that. I can't remember who it was on the co-host with Michelle Beadle said he wants the Spurs to win because he wants to see if Wemby drinks during the parade.
I think that'd be entertaining.
Yes.
But a lot of these guys, and I do think, they'll at least try the champagne. Don't you got to believe, being a part of the San Antonio Spurs, they've at least been started on wine? I mean, can you go to a dinner with Pop and not at least try the wine at some point? He's going to teach you how to be a wine drinker.
Maybe. I mean, he taught Sean Elliott how to be a wine drinker.
Sure.
And he's good at it now.
And Mitch Johnson said yesterday, my wine list isn't there yet, but he's learning,
Well, look, I hope these guys celebrate. And if they end up winning the championship, I hope they celebrate. Have a good time. Even a professional athlete can go off for one night.
Well, that's it. And, like Gibbs said, he used to drink with Sam Hurd, of all people.
Okay.
I had alcohol. He would drink water. I know a lot of athletes that don't drink beer. I know some that used to drink vodka because it was sugar-free. It was better for you.
Tequila, too, by the way.
But they would, in moderation, because obviously, they make a lot of money with they got to
stay in shape.
Yeah, they're the ones mixing in the salad.
You can't go to the Brew Pub or the Novo Brewery or anywhere else and just throw it down.
Those guys?
Yeah.
Well,
we can.
Celebration, they certainly could.
Well, they could.
It's possible. It is possible. But you think about teammates. I just saw this story. A Myrtle Beach cop has been arrested and fired because another cop microwaved fish at the police station, and he pulled out his gun and pointed it at the other cop. That got him fired and arrested because pointing a gun is a crime in South Carolina.
Well, cooking fish in a microwave ought to be a crime.
Well, it should be.
I mean, that should be the crime.
Although an officer who is supposed to be in a little bit more control than that can argue with you and yell at you and complain about you cooking fish in the microwave without pulling the gun, unless he was doing it as some sort of joke.
Dude, I don't know. I mean, I might have shot that guy too.
Well, and then the article says there's no word if the gun was loaded. If it's his service weapon, which it is, and he's in uniform, that thing better have been loaded.
I'm sure it was loaded.
What a way to lose. You're a 46-year-old detective. And that's how you lose your job because somebody microwaved fish at work?
Well, I tell you what, if there's another police department, they ought to hire this dude on the spot.
Oh, really?
Yes. And his job should be keep fish out of the microwave. I mean, that's just rude to cook fish in a microwave or anywhere else for that matter. Go to a restaurant.
So it's not rude for them to cook fish at a restaurant?
Well, not at a restaurant because you can't smell it. I mean, if you cook that stuff in your house, it's fish for days.
It depends on how you're cooking it and what you're doing. If you're cooking in the microwave, you're correct. If you're grilling fish and you're doing it the right way.
You're doing it outside.
Well, you're doing it outside, but you can cook fish inside, and it's not going to be all that gross. Now, granted, you don't like the smell of fish.
I don't like fish at all. No,
but
catfish, that's it.
But, well, shrimp.
Well, shrimp's good. Is that a fish?
Well, it comes from the ocean, sir.
I get that, but not everything in the ocean is a fish.
You can buy it at Long John Silver's, a fine seafood establishment. That makes it fish.
Hey, I mean the star. Oh, that's a fish.
The what?
I was going to say a starfish. Oh, that actually says fish.
It's got fish in the name.
Never mind.
Education with Joe Reinagel.
Exactly.
Good Lord. Good job.
Yeah.
Call your shot.
Renee says no. Fishing in a microwave is not just as bad as burnt popcorn. Burnt popcorn is not as bad as fish.
Who brought up burnt popcorn?
Renee on our San Antonio Sports Star YouTube page.
Burning your popcorn is an awful smell. That's a god-awful smell. Popcorn in the microwave is a glorious smell.
It's delicious.
And it should be a crime to make popcorn in the office microwave anyway, whether you burn it or not, because if somebody makes popcorn, now everybody is going to want popcorn, right? And we talk for a living. The worst thing here at the radio station, besides fish or that one lady who did Brussels sprouts in the microwave one time, remember that, is when somebody makes popcorn, you smell it, you want to crave it, but when you talk for a living,
you can't do that.
You can't eat popcorn on the air.
Not at all.
Right? Yeah, right.
Yeah, can't do that.
Can't do it. So popcorn should be outlawed, whether you burn it or not.
Yes, I agree with you.
Don't burn it.
I agree with that. Man, you shouldn't burn it. You got a popcorn setting. Just hit that button, and you'll be just fine.
Yeah, but not every bag pops the same, so you've got to stand by there and listen. And when it's starting to not pop anymore, that's when you pull it, because otherwise you're going to end up with burnt popcorn.
Well, my problem is with popcorn is that I'll pop it, and I'll use that little button on the microwave, and I'll get it out, and it's half full of seeds still.
Well, again, that's why you've got to listen. And they're called kernels, not seeds.
Well, whatever they're called. Those things.
Dude, making popcorn in the microwave shouldn't be a challenge for you, Joe.
Well, it is.
Burning
sometimes.
it could be if you just push the button and go, because, again, every bag is different. Every microwave is different.
I don't burn popcorn, Minix. I'm very good at it. Good at popcorn.
Well, apparently you leave a lot of unpopped kernels.
And then you're afraid to go push it again because then you will burn the popcorn.
Well, again, that's why you got to listen. When it's done popping, it kind of lets you know.
Yeah, but, dude, if the microwave shuts off.
Well, then you get the extra 30-second button and you go with it.
Jeez.
Because your microwave can't do popcorn properly. So it's either the bag or the microwave, but by now you should know this. After the second time you're going, well, that button isn't accurate for these bags of popcorn.
Well, apparently not, but what the hell am I supposed to do about it? Get a new microwave?
Well, just go another 30 seconds, which I know is a challenge for you, but it can be done.
Sure is.
In this case.
Especially after I've already finished.
Stop.
The popcorn. That's what
well,
you guys are dirty minds.
Clearly the popcorn hasn't finished. If you still have some in the tank, it ain't finished.
You guys.
Empty the tank, my friend.
Yeah, I hope the Spurs empty the tank tonight. Empty it out and get a win. It's going to be interesting, and I know we're going to talk about this coming up in a moment, what we think is going to happen not only tonight but in this series. Tonight's game worries me a little. It does. It does. I'll just say that. That's all I'm going to say. We'll talk more Spurs basketball, and we invite you to do the same. In fact, you know what, Minix, we've got some tickets to give away.
Yeah?
San Antonio Missions taking on the Frisco Rough Riders next Tuesday. We got a family 4-pack we want to be giving away. Caller number what?
Man, that's a great question. Because I'm trying to associate it with the Spurs.
Well,
right? I am. And a lot of people think this series will go the distance. Eric Corgi thinks this series will go the distance. Eric Corgi said Spurs in 7. So let's be caller number 7 right now. 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776.
More Spurs basketball as we get ready for Game 1 of the NBA Finals when we return here on the Blitz. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Let me brag a little bit first, though, about my Connecticut quality water softener. I love this thing. You know, it's been in my house, if you listen to the show, several months now. I'm not sure exactly how long, but I tell you what, I don't know how I got along without it. The thing is absolutely fantastic. And, you know, the funny thing about that is I've lived in other houses that have water softeners. None of them have been a Connecticut, and you can tell the difference right away. I mean, it is amazing, the difference in a Connecticut versus everything else. It really is. All their products are made right here in the good old U.S. of A. They've been serving San Antonio for over 50 years. And they still have that cherry on top. When you buy a Connecticut quality water softener, they are going to give you for free a reverse osmosis drinking station. They'll install it right there at your kitchen sink. That's basically bottled water right there at your kitchen sink. You don't have to drag bottled water home from the grocery store anymore or deal with all those plastic bottles that you're trying to get rid of. You don't have to because you've got it right there at your kitchen sink. You just pull out a glass and fill it up. It is a fantastic thing. We love that thing. Use it for everything. We cook with it, drink with it, obviously, and all of that. It's fantastic. Plus, they've still got 0% interest. 12 months, free money. Don't put this off. Get it done. Get the process started. All you have to do is call them 656-PURE, 656-7873, or you can get them online at ConnecticutSA.com. And you know the jingle. Sing it with me. It's the last water softener you'll ever own. Call 656-PURE, Connecticut.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text BAIL to 474747 or online mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149.
All right, our Sports Star crew, listen up. If you want to keep winning in life like our San Antonio Spurs do on the court, head over to Game Day Men's Health. Cibolo Shirts or Alamo Ranch, the roster stacked with all-stars just like our Spurs. Experts trained in hormonal health, erectile dysfunction, weight loss, advanced peptide therapies. Why go to the G League when you can take your talents straight to the top, baby? Whether you're tired all the time, you've got low energy, maybe you've got some weight gain or the brain fog, maybe you need a little help in the bedroom. I'm not here to judge. They've got you covered. Their Hall of Fame team and services like testosterone replacement and peptide therapies will get you back in the game. Located in Alamo Ranch or choose the Cibolo Shirts location on I-35 and 3009 across the highway from HEB. Call 830-376-9100 or visit GameDayMen'sHealth.com and book your appointment today. Win back your health, win back your life. It's game day. Let's go. That's 830-376-9100.
Hi, everybody. Joe Reinigle here for Window Nation. You know, it is June. Summer is here along with those hot summer days, and that means constant AC use and high energy bills. It is time to upgrade your home's windows this month during Window Nation's Buy 4, Get 4 free sale. Imagine replacing all your windows with new energy-efficient ones and getting half of them for free. Plus, you could even get them with no money down and no monthly payment or interest for 2 years. Don't wait to put an end to your window problems. Sale ends soon, so visit windownation.com to book that consultation.
Did you hear? Allstate car insurance now costs even less. So when you bundle with home, you can save even more. Check Allstate first to bundle and save with a new lower auto rate. You're in good hands with Allstate. Not available in every state. Only applicable for new auto insurance business. Rates will vary by several factors, including how you purchase the policy. Potential savings may vary. Allstate North American Insurance Company and Affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Ever tried answering emails with kids running through the house? Coldplay Cove is the better way to work and parent. A modern family space where you can grab coffee, work, recharge, and connect while your child safely learns and plays nearby. Built for families, rooted in community. Learn more at coldplaycove.com.
If you want unlimited talk, text, and data on a super fast network, Big Wireless will sell it to you right now for as little as $70 a month. Or you can buy it from Pure Talk for half of that. I'm talking about unlimited talk, text, and data for just $34.99 a month. But wait, there's more. When you switch to Pure Talk, you'll be switching to an American wireless company that's committed to keeping 100% of its customer service in this country. I appreciate that. In fact, that's why I switched. I also appreciate the way they support our vets and our skilled workforce. Dial pound 250, say micro, and get unlimited talk, text, and unlimited data for just $34.99 a month. That's pound 250 micro. Stop paying twice what you need to pay for the service you want and switch to an American wireless company that actually stands for something. Pure Talk.
All right, step up. If you really know the Rangers, this is your game on Rangers Game Day. Make your call in the morning huddles, Ranger Double Dinger Payday. Pick the Ranger who takes one deep. He hits one, you're in. Ranger tickets. He hits two. Now we're talking tickets and a hotel stay. Big swings, big rewards. Wake up with the morning huddle and cash in with the morning huddles, Rangers Double Dinger Payday. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home of the Texas Rangers. It's the Blitz with Jason and Joe on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
NBA Finals underway tonight right here in this great city of San Antonio. Spurs taking on the New York Knicks, a little rematch of that 1999 extravaganza where the Spurs got their first NBA championship. And hopefully after this series is all over, it will be number 6 for your San Antonio Spurs. I'm Joe Reinagle. He is Jason Minix. Excited.
I'm so ready for tonight.
Yeah.
So ready for tonight. 4:21. Game will officially tip at 7:42. You'll be in the arena in about an hour from right now.
Yeah.
I'll be at the Rue Pub in about 2 hours from right now.
Exciting stuff.
Yeah. I'm ready to go. Now, we do have Danny Green coming up in about 15 minutes. So you want to call your shot? You want to tell us how you are feeling? Now is the time to do it. 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. Tell me where you're at in the sense of not only what you think will happen in this series, Spurs and whatever, but also why. Because, you know, it's funny because we're all basketball experts. All of us are looking at different matchups, and we think this is going to happen, and everybody's different. I'm not saying everybody is wrong. Everybody can be right in various ways.
Sure.
You know, who's a key player? Yesterday we talked to Sean Elliott. He said besides Jalen Brunson, he went with OG. Jeff McDonald earlier today said Bridges. Or Jordan Clarkson, who I forgot. That dude has had some games against his hometown Spurs.
Now, and which brings up the question. So, obviously, I would think that Mike Brown has been made aware of that, perhaps, and maybe Clarkson will get some playing time tonight, although he hasn't gotten a lot through these playoffs. So, we'll see what happens. But neither has Jeremy Sohan, by the way. So, any chance of that little reunion? And I wonder how Spurs fans are going to greet that dude. Are they going to be nice to him, or you think they'll give him a little boo or two?
They're going to give him a big boo, and maybe 2 or 3, especially since that guy claims to have the secret sauce on beating the San Antonio Spurs. So, you know, while he will get booed, it won't be Kawhi-level booing, and Pop isn't around to tell everybody to knock it off, but I would imagine that he will I don't even know. I mean, because he's not going to get introduced. I don't know that he'll get playing time. And
depends on how close the game is.
Yes. So, I mean, we'll see, right? We'll see. It's kind of one of those, trying to balance out what's going on and what's happening. I don't know.
I don't know either. But, yeah, I'll boo him. I'll be there. I'll boo.
Are you going to boo him?
I'll boo him.
Really, you?
Yeah, of course.
Really?
Why not?
You might not even recognize the guy.
It depends on what color his hair is.
Does that matter?
I guess not. It'd be the only dude with
shooting a free throw one-handed?
Hair color. Yeah.
Well, everybody has hair color.
That might have been Jeff McDonald's best line. When we talked to him earlier, we asked him about Jeremy Sohan and the report in the New York Post where he said he was going to make this an intel operation, and well, McDonald said I'm not sure he knew the Spurs offense when he was here.
Yeah, which is true, right? It's kind of bizarre in that way, because we knew it was bad, but Jeff McDonald is around that team more, so I think that little funny does carry a lot of weight in why he was let go.
No doubt.
I mean, remember, he was waived. They didn't get a damn thing for him.
Nope.
They just get the hell out.
Well, I'm not sure they could have gotten anything for him.
I mean, a second-round pick.
Who was going to give that up?
Nobody. It's 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. Eli, you're on the Blitz. What's going on, man?
Hey, what's up, Jason? What's up, Joe? What's up, Pledge? Love the show. I got the Spurs winning in 5.
Okay.
I already got the Spurs 2026 NBA champion tattooed on me.
Really? Hold on, dude. Seriously, you need to send us a photo of that on Twitter or Instagram at Joe Reinagle 210 at Jason Minix. We need photographic evidence that you already have that tattoo.
Richard, and if you do, my friend, and I believe you,
I do.
Why did you do that?
I did this when we were down 3-2. I have the utmost faith in the Spurs. We got Wemby on our side. There's no losing.
Huh.
All right. Dude, seriously.
Yeah, you got to send it to us, man.
Send us some photos, man. Send us some photos.
And Spurs in 5.
I'm going to shoot y'all some photos. Spurs in 5. I'm going to shoot y'all some photos. Love you guys. Keep it up.
Appreciate you.
Appreciate you. 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. Richard, you're on the Blitz. What's going on, man?
I thought that was Richard.
No, that was Eli.
Sorry, Richard.
No problem. Thanks for taking my call, guys. I've got the Spurs in 5, and the reason for that is we just beat the best number 1 rated basketball team in the NBA, and the quality of play in the Western Conference is much greater than the Eastern Conference.
So what game do you have the Knicks winning, Richard? I'm just curious.
I have them winning 1 maybe in New York.
1 in New York. So either game 3 or 4.
I was sort of leaning to a sweep.
Yeah, well, you don't want to change your mind and go sweep?
You know what? I'm confident in them and what I've seen, especially with OKC. I think they'll sweep them.
All right.
All right.
That's
there
2
you go.
sweeps
Easily
today.
swayed. I mean, we might talk Richard into saying Spurs in 3 before long. I mean, it is a possibility. And again, I will say, if they go to New York with the Spurs up 2-0 and New York doesn't win game 3, it will be a sweep. I don't see that happening.
Right.
But if the Spurs are up 3-0, New York isn't going to win game 4, right? But
they might quit like the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Well, it's the Eastern Conference way, isn't it?
I guess so.
But I can see the Knicks winning game 3 at the Garden.
Well, I can see it. So you're saying you think the Spurs are going to win both games here, 1 and 2. Is that what you're saying? Maybe.
When
okay.
are we making our pick?
Well, I don't know. Is it when I call you from the arena?
You keep delaying this. So you keep skirting around what you want to say, but then you're trying to put me on the spot.
Well, yes. It's exactly what I'm trying to do. I mean, come on. How long have we been doing the show together?
Not long enough,
Yeah.
but way too long.
Joe's voted on this poll on all four answers.
Well, that's it. I'm trying to figure out what's the best. No, I will say this. I did not vote Knicks in any way, shape, or form.
All right.
So there you go. I can say that. And we can do it now if you. Well, we don't have a lot of
we
time.
got
right
Danny
now,
Green
right?
coming up.
Well, Danny Green. Apparently somebody said he took the Knicks in 7. I think that's what somebody said.
I thought it was Oklahoma City in 7.
Oh, maybe it was Oklahoma City.
Maybe.
in
You know,
7.
we'll ask him.
We'll ask him. He'll tell us. That's right. Danny Green, former Spur great, joining us next here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Let me tell you about the Golf Club of Texas. You know what's awesome about this weekend? There's no Spurs basketball. That's awesome, man. It's not awesome if you get what I'm feeling, right? Because we got game 1 tonight, game 2 on Friday. Then they don't play again in New York until Monday. You got your weekend free. Go play some golf out at the Golf Club of Texas. It is a superb place to go do that. I'm going to tell you what, with all the rain that we've had, that course is immaculate. It looks great. You need to get out there and enjoy yourself. And you need to do it now because I have a feeling a lot of folks are going to want to play golf this weekend with a little free time from Spurs basketball. So what you need to do is go to golfclubtexas.com. All right? It's golfclubtexas.com. That's where the best rates are always online. Do it now and make your tee time for either Saturday or Sunday. Get that done. And when you go out there, make sure you leave enough time to have some lunch first, or if you're playing early in the morning, lunch after. The Tin Cup Bar and Grill is absolutely fantastic. Not only is the food great, because everything they make is fantastic, they've got a full bar out there. They can make you any kind of cocktail that you want. They've got a beer selection that is second to none. It is outstanding. So not only you have some beer inside before or after your round, but you take a bunch of it with you as you go out and play golf. Look, it is just a fun day. And if you can't play golf this weekend, you just want to take your family or a bunch of friends out and have some dinner, go do that. The Golf Club of Texas is the perfect place to do that. It's just a great place. If you haven't been out there, you need to get out there. And I promise you, if you do, it will be on your list to get out on a regular basis. The Golf Club of Texas, you know exactly where it is, right there off Briggs Ranch Road, off Highway 90. Whether you're headed out for dinner at the Tin Cup, around with your buddies, how about your next tournament out there? Go check them out. Again, best rates always online at golfclubtexas.com. The Golf Club of Texas is the friendliest golf course in Texas. San Antonio's newest sports headquarters, Novo Brewery. Craft beers, full bar, hard kombucha on tap, a handcrafted food menu, and massive LED screens. Attached to North Star Mall with late hours. Visit novobrew.com. That's novobrew.com.
Some people reach a line and stop. Some hit a wall and turn around. Then there are the ones who cross the line, climb the wall, face obstacles, and turn them to their advantage. That's where we come in. We're the next rodeo. We design bold marketing that drives real growth. A creative partner for businesses ready to push forward beyond what's expected. The Next Rodeo. Learn more at thenextrodeo.com.
With Progressive's Name Your Price tool, you can choose the best coverage option for you. Because you know you. Like, you know that hiking isn't for you. Sure, it sounds nice to be in nature while exercising, but that's what a gym and houseplants are for. I mean, you don't even like walking upstairs. So why would you walk up a hill for miles? To what, end up high in the air? Come on, you know you're scared of heights. Only you know you. So get coverage options within your budget with Progressive's Name Your Price tool. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Need parts fast? Need them now? O'Reilly is fast. Just one part that makes O'Reilly Auto Parts stand apart. Right now at your local O'Reilly Auto Parts, you can get one free set of brake pads when you buy 2 qualifying brake rotors. Ask the professional parts people about additional brake pad and rotor upgrade options available at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Restrictions apply. See store for details.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
This Father's Day, join the Blitz live at Coldplay Cove in Stone Oak. Enjoy Dad and Me sports activities, coffee tastings, giveaways, raffles, and family fun built for modern families. Grab your tickets now through the events page at coldplaycove.com.
Dave Ramsey here. The only water softener I recommend is a quality water softener from Connecticut. It really is the last water softener you'll ever own.
ConnecticutSA.com.
and tell them Dave Ramsey sent you.
I've taken up candle making.
Nigel, the whole office smells like wet dog and gym socks.
My nose is highly refined.
Folks, if your home smells a little off, it might be your AC. Portamoon's Breathe Easy package pulls and deep cleans your blower motor, blower wheel, and housing, cleans your coil in place, disinfects the inside of your AC cabinet, and installs a UV light to help zap bacteria and other nasties hiding in your unit. All for just $6.95.
Quartermoon Plumbing, Heat, and AC, 210-651-5899. License number TACLA 141-074-EM16004.
Buyers Barricades is proud to provide traffic control, rental, and sales for work zones and events in the San Antonio area and beyond. Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. Learn more online at buyersbarricades.com. That's buyersbarricades.com.
If you want unlimited talk, text, and data on a super fast network, Big Wireless will sell it to you right now for as little as $70 a month. Or you can buy it from Pure Talk for half of that. I'm talking about unlimited talk, text, and data for just $34.99 a month. But wait, there's more. When you switch to Pure Talk, you'll be switching to an American wireless company that's committed to keeping 100% of its customer service in this country. I appreciate that. In fact, that's why I switched. I also appreciate the way they support our vets and our skilled workforce. Dial pound 250, say micro, and get unlimited talk, text, and unlimited data for just $34.99 a month. That's pound 250 micro. Stop paying twice what you need to pay for the service you want and switch to an American wireless company that actually stands for something. Pure Talk.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Coming up on the Morning Huddle, reaction to Game 1 of Spurs-Knicks.
It's the beginning of what is a marathon. What did the Spurs do right? What did they do wrong? What needs to happen in Game 2? We got it front to back, but you're going to have to set your alarm. Party starts at 6.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Morning 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. San Antonio and New York. This is where you come to talk about the finals. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
NBA Finals underway tonight. San Antonio Spurs and the New York Knicks. Game 1 inside the Frostbank Center. A lot of excitement all over this country right now. I'm Joe Reinagle. He is Jason Minix.
So ready for Game 1, and it's cool seeing the media world in San Antonio, and a member of that for ESPN is former Spur and NBA champ Danny Green, now working with ESPN. They've been doing all kinds of stuff in front of the Alamo. Danny Green joining us here on the Buyers Barricades guest line. I should start with welcome home, my friend.
Appreciate you, man. Thanks for having me. Yeah, it's always love to come here, man. I'm excited. It's going to be a fun Game 1, and the city is on fire right now. So I'm enjoying the environment, the atmosphere, and the show today was electric. They had a lot of support out there for us.
You know, Danny, when you look at this team, just look back at where this team was at the beginning of the year and where they are now. All of us are blown away by how they've come together, and nobody had them being here at this point in June. What is your feeling, and how do you look at this team?
I'm blown away as well, man. I knew they were going to be good. They were like my dark horse early in the year to make it to the Western Conference Finals, but the NBA Finals was something I could not predict. And they just matured beyond their years, and that's not just Wemby. Castle, Harper. Obviously, they have other young like Champagny, Vassell, but you got some also older guys that have some experience. Fox, Harrison Barnes, Cornette. So they have a great mix of both parties, of both groups, and right now they're kind of flourishing with it.
Danny Green joining us here on the Blitz here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. You've got 3 rings. You know what a championship team looks like. What do you see in this Spurs team?
I see championship qualities, man. They have the DNA. Of course, it's trickled down from the top with Pop, and of course Timmy, Tony, Manu, and David Robinson. Like all those guys are still around. The facility is still around the arena, so they're able to kind of feel like or learn from those experiences, learn from those guys. So yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm seeing a very deep team that has a lot of talent, a lot of potential, and we'll see if they have the mental fortitude, because they definitely have the pieces to get it done. We'll just see, also Mitch Johnson is going to be a chess game for him and Mike Brown, so we're going to see what kind of adjustments they make. But I'm looking at a really good group that can be the start of a dynasty.
Danny, it's interesting because obviously you've been through this. When you walked out on the court, your first NBA Finals, what was that feeling like? And are you worried about the young Spurs when they see all the glitz and the glamour?
I'm not too worried about them. They seem fearless in Game 7. If they can do that in a Game 7 Western Conference Finals, I don't see why they can't do it at home on their stage in the finals. And also, everybody keeps saying they don't lack experience. The New York Knicks lack experience as well. Like, they're not a team that's been there. They have OG, who was there with us in the finals when I was in Toronto, but none of those guys have finals experience. They have been together for longer. They are a little bit older, but none of them have finals experience. So this is new for both territories, and I'm not too worried about those young guys. So it's going to be a really good matchup. It's going to be a fun one. I think it's going to come down to the other players and the coaching staff and what they can cook up.
Danny Green here on the Blitz. When you think about the emotions that Wemby showed after winning the West, and really the team, I loved watching SGA's presser, and you could hear the Spurs in their locker room still celebrating, and some of the national media types have kind of looked at that as a negative. As a former player, when you see Wemby get that emotional, whether it's after winning the West or when he got really emotional after a regular season win over the Clippers when they were down 25-1, do you like seeing that emotion from a guy like Vic?
I love it, man. It shows that he cares, right? Like, we get kind of numb to certain things when you get older and you experience so much, and I think it takes away some of the purity of the game, some of the passion. When these young guys, that just lets you know he's still loving the game, so obsessed with it, because it's hard to keep those emotions intact or, feel that when you play 100 games a season, right? You have to kind of take it in doses, but he showed it in the regular season, and it shows you that he loves his game, he's passionate about it, he cares, and he wants to be great. So I'd love to see the emotion.
Danny, I've got to ask you, what makes you think the Knicks can win this series?
Again, I chose them before I knew who was coming out the West, and that was because they were just playing good basketball. And either way, I gotta give unbiased professional opinion. And Absolutely. When I see a team that, again, I've never been a Knicks fan, even though I grew up in New York, and a lot of my friends thought I was a Knicks hater. But I got to give credit where credit's due, and if they can duplicate or replicate what they did in the Eastern Conference Finals and in the semifinals, they keep playing that type of basketball. It's hard to beat a team like that, regardless of how good the other teams are in the West. I know the East is weaker, but they're shooting at a high clip. They're playing well-rounded together basketball with Cat at the point and Brunson, and then Mikal Bridges knocking down shots. You got Landry Shamet off the bench that's knocking down shots. They're finding gold in hidden places. So it's hard to deny that. So I chose because they also have many different ways they can win, and they showed that in the Eastern Conference Finals. They can do the ISO with Brunson. They can do the big man lineup against Wemby, what they showed in the Cup final. They can do 5 out because Cat can shoot the 3. So they can play point guard, point center with Cat and work off the pin down and flex offense. So they've shown that they can win and score in a multitude of ways, and defensively they've gotten a lot better with those bigger guards, and their offensive rebounding is a superpower there. So they have multiple strengths. That's why they're on a historic run right now, and it's hard to deny good basketball when you see it.
Absolutely it is, Danny. As Danny Green joins us here on the Blitz, I will say, and I've said this since the matchup, and we knew what it was, the Knicks are really good. They're on an historic run. They've won 11 straight. But I don't know really how good they are because the East was so weak. They barely broke a sweat in the Eastern Conference Finals versus the battles that the Spurs had. And granted, I'm a homer, so but honestly, I hard for me to judge just how good this Knicks team is.
Yeah, again, I think the West is more battle-tested for sure. The East is a little weaker. I think there is a combination of also them making the East look weaker, those teams that they face, because I don't think those teams are by any means bummy teams. Cleveland is still a good ball club. Philly is still a good ball club. Atlanta is still a good ball club. But because the way they won, it made the East look so much weaker, and they hadn't really gone through much adversity up I guess after that first round. The only time they had adversity was the first 3 games of that first round when they went down 2-1. So it's hard to tell. But we're going to find out this series. You better believe it. And I think he said Spurs are definitely more ready for it, battle tested, and they could be a little rusty, but again, the way they're executing, and when you're just on a string like that, it's hard to deny, good basketball when you see it.
Well, there's no doubt, and I think a lot of Spurs fans are a little nervous. I'll be honest with you. The Spurs fans I've talked to.
I mean, they should.
Yeah.
It's going to be a good series, man.
I think it's going to be too. Let me ask you this just about specifically tonight's game. The Knicks have been off for like 8-9 days, whatever it is. The Spurs, they were battle-tested, as you mentioned. They've gotten 3 days off. What would you have preferred as a player?
I think as a player, you always choose the rest, right? It doesn't matter how much rest you get. The more days you can have off, the better. The more you can prepare, the more your body's healed. Everybody has bumps and bruises at this point in the season, so you always take the rest. And then, especially with the Knicks being that they're not at home to start the games, there's less pressure for them to win game one. They can kind of get the rust out when it comes within game one, So it's that type of scenario.
It is interesting. And while you are picking the Knicks to win this series, tell me, how do the San Antonio Spurs win this series?
Even though I picked the Knicks, I'm still rooting for the Spurs. And ultimately, it comes down to me for both sides, the others. Only reason why I picked the Knicks is because those other guys have shown up more consistently throughout the playoffs than I've seen on the San Antonio side. And, again, Mikal Bridges is doing an amazing job. Landry Shamet, Deuce McBride, they're just playing at a high clip. Mitchell Robinson, who has a hand injury, who, if he can't play up to full potential, will change the series. For me, like when I saw even Game 7, those guys picked it up and hooped, but I didn't see enough of it throughout the playoff season, the whole postseason of a Keldon Johnson, of Vassell, of Champagne came alive at moments. They all had moments, but it wasn't like consistency. And it was like, we put so much on Victor that he had to score 40 and 20 for them to win. In Game 7, he didn't have to do that because they all showed up. Like Dylan Harper as well. He had a great Game 1. He had the injury, and then he didn't play again a great one until Game 7. Fox the same. Fox was kind of up and down, had the ankle injury, and hadn't been fully healthy. So that's a part of it. And also they went through that 7-game grueling series. But if they just play like they played in Game 7, and all those guys, or like how they played throughout the regular season, and all those guys pitch in, they have a really good shot at being champions.
Daniel, let me ask you this, because before the season began and in the offseason last year, a lot of Spurs fans, and we were talking about a Devin Vassell or a Keldon Johnson, maybe a trade piece to make this team better, to get people that they need in here to help Victor Wembanyama. But it seems like as the season went on, Vassell, Keldon, these guys learned their roles, and they understood where they fit in best and how they could play best. Do you kind of see that too?
Yeah, and I'm not a fan of teams making drastic changes. I don't think they need to trade anybody. I think they're good the way they are. It's rare to keep a team together for as long, like in the NBA, like that. So I think that I see value in it because I did 4 years of college, and the reason I was able to win in college is because our group stayed together for 4 years. So the more you get together, the more you know Victor's spots and what he needs. I'm sure Vassell sees that, and Harper, Fox, they all get a more feel of each other. So all they need is more minutes on the road. If you keep a group together, you're ahead of the curve to start the season most seasons. And that's why we won in 2014, because we didn't make any changes. We kept the same group. We might have made one change, but we had the same group together for like 3 or 4 years. And to start the season, we knew our sets. We didn't have to change much. We didn't have to implement anything new. Like, we knew who we were and what we wanted to do. We just had to go out there and do it and execute it to even better, and then just do it for longer minutes than the other team when we played in the playoffs. So it was an easy transition for us. And when we kept our group together. So I think this is the same with this group and a couple other groups that are out there.
Danny Green joining us here on the Blitz, now working at ESPN, of course, won a title with the San Antonio Spurs back in 2014. He's got 3 rings. But, Danny, you said something the other day on SportsCenter that I want to ask you about because we laughed about it. De'Aaron Fox, after a game, said, the Spurs played bad and Pop came into the room, and you were like, I'm still scared of Pop. I can only imagine what that was like. Can you give us some insight on what it was like playing for Pop and the kind of Pop this group is getting to know, that he is not the coach, but he's still certainly around and influential?
I can't give you that version of Pop because I'm not around as much right now. I can only imagine what it's like. He's a little older. He's not he's not the same Pop he was when I was playing for him. But the other version of Pop I can give you, as I said, it was very, again, treading water, walking on eggshells, fearful to not do your job. Like, you had to make sure you showed up, not just for him, but for your teammates. But I can tell, like, he has an imprint on that group, and he's very much around seeing guys at the airport. It just shows you how much he cares about this group, how much obsessed he is with the game, and how badly he wants to win. And he wants them to win not only for themselves but for the city. So, yeah, again, what I've seen from Pop is no different. I expect nothing less from him. He's just been the same guy, and that's why this organization's been successful for so many years.
You know, Danny, it's interesting because a lot of people say, well, Pop's getting too old. He doesn't relate to the younger players. But all you hear from the younger players here in San Antonio is how much they respect this guy and they love hearing from him. When you hear people say that Pop's, the game's passed him by and all of that stuff, do you just kind of shake your head?
Yeah, because, I mean, when you're great and you're great for that long, you know how to be a chameleon, right? You know how to adapt and adjust. And that's in any sport, any profession. You don't stick around any professional job or any, space for a long period of time without being able to adapt and adjust. And that's to your coworkers, your people that you coach around you. So he knows how to relate to them. He's always been that type of person, that guy. And people respect him because of what he's done and his success and what he says works. So he knows what he's doing. Again, there was a point where Pop didn't like three-pointers, but he knows he needed it, and he adapted and adjusted to it. So that's what the great ones do. So they respect him because of who he was, who he is, and how he's able to adapt and also relate to these guys because he can, and he knows how to do that.
Danny Green here on the Blitz on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. Of course, in town right now, working for ESPN and will throughout the season, then a little vacation time, and then you're right back to work. Bringing your basketball camp back to San Antonio July 27th over at Taft. Tell us a little bit about your camp and how people can get their kids registered.
Yeah, it'll be online. I posted on my story, my Instagram, all socials. You'll have the website, QR codes, all those things. Easy to sign up. I'll post throughout the whole summer. But yeah, I'll be there to hang out with the kids, implement some fundamentals, teach them the game, pictures, autographs. We hoop a little bit, and have some fun in the community, man. It's always a blessing to be able to do that and also get the warm welcome and embrace of the city. So it's always a lot of love. But I get a chance to interact with the kids that don't get that type of opportunity, especially in southern Texas, like in Laredo, Corpus, those areas, McAllen, even El Paso. So we've done in many different various cities. So I get a chance to do that in the summertime and spend some time with the kids.
I would imagine that that's something you look forward to, just teaching kids the game of basketball, the game that you've played at a very high level and still love.
Yes. I mean, again, it's a lot of fun, man. Anytime I get a chance to be around the game. Still hoop to this day, not professionally, but I'll get in the gym and get out there and then try to stay in shape. I got to make sure I'm in good enough shape to beat the kids until they're teenagers, and they're only 2 years old and 10 months. So I got a long time of staying in shape. But, yeah, man, it's a lot of fun just being around the game. That's why I also do this as a job, and I get a chance to do some camps and learn how to coach kids because at one point in life I'm going to have to be able to coach my kids and teach them the game and also things of life.
It's so remarkable knowing you for as long as I have and seeing how your life has changed, and you still come back to San Antonio, still beloved. Although I do got to ask Danny Green, I saw some video where Stephen A. needed a little extra security today after rooting for the Knicks. Even though San Antonio loves you, did you have to get extra security after you picked the Knicks?
No, actually, I mean, they still love me here. They're forgiving. Some of them aren't happy, so they can be a little sensitive. Other cities may be more sensitive than them, but, they still love me here, and they know that I'm still rooting for them. But they took their pictures. We, didn't sign many autographs, but they embraced me on set, so it was a lot of fun.
That's awesome,
It's okay,
man.
Danny. I picked OKC in 7, so I know what you're going
I did as well. I did as well.
And I'm glad Joe was wrong then, and I hope you're wrong now, Danny.
I hope I'm wrong, too. I told them it's odds in your favor because I'm not a gambler for good reason because every team I pick loses. But I did the Spurs in Game 1, so hopefully I'm right in that regard.
Absolutely.
Danny, appreciate you jumping on with us. Enjoy your time here in San Antonio for the next couple of days and during the series. We'll be watching you on TV.
Appreciate it, man. You guys enjoy as well, man. Have fun.
Appreciate it. The great Danny Green on the Buyers Barricades guest line, where they provide traffic control, rental, and sales for San Antonio and beyond. Online at buyersbarricades.com. Rooting for the Spurs, but picking the Knicks.
But he's got to do that.
Yep,
he's got to put it. That's our job as well. And sometimes you're a homer, but you got to go with what your brain is telling you.
Yep.
So that's what we do. We got a little time here.
Yeah.
I'm thinking that we ought to hear our lucky song.
Oh, we didn't play it for Danny Green.
We didn't, but we can play it right now, though. Well, Pledge was trying to get us to do it. We just.
Oh, he was?
Yeah, we just didn't.
Well, he could have just hit play right now. I apologize, people. Grin and bear it.
You're welcome.
And bear it.
You're welcome.
Grin and bear it.
for first place. 5-5 for first place. Got it with you till the end. Always by your side, my friends. 5-5 for first place. 5-5 for first place. Spurs they will scream and shout, and it will be very loud. 5-5 for first place. Go Spurs, go! Go Spurs, go! Go Spurs, go! Go Spurs, go!
All right.
Guaranteed win tonight for the San Antonio Spurs. You're welcome, everybody. Oh, my goodness. A lot more to talk about. We got an hour left in this program, and it's all going to be devoted to the Spurs. Of course, at 5:35, game night San Antonio, brought to you by Vision Source. That is coming up as well as we continue here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Let me tell you about Stevens Roofing, though. My goodness, we had another storm last night. It's crazy the amount of rain that we've had, the thunderstorms, the lightning, and all of that stuff that's been going on here in San Antonio. And look, I'm not sure it's going to end anytime soon. If you think it's taking a toll on your roof, you need to get it checked out. Because, look, if something starts out small, you get it checked out, get it fixed before it turns into something big. That's how Stevens Roofing and Solar can help you out. 210-785-0994. You give them a call. You ask for a team to come out to your house. They will send an experienced team out there. They'll do it for free. They'll check your roof. They'll make sure it's all sealed up properly, that everything is okay. And if there is a minor problem, they can take care of it before it turns into a major problem. Look, you owe it to yourself to have that roof checked out. You need to get it done while it's still small, while it's still simple. Stevens Roofing and Solar. Easy number to remember, 210-785-0994, or you can get them online at stevensroofing.net.
Taking you home with the Blitz. Afternoons 2 to 6, KTFM Floresville, and everywhere at sasportstar.com.
We have meaningful basketball being played in San Antonio for the first time in years, and you know the Roof Hub has proven to be the best place to go watch the games with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. All the games, all the fights, and when you show up at the Roof Hub, show up hungry. Open daily at 11. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and the best place to watch the game. Just down from the big blind, right next to the Angry Elephant. The Roof Hub, 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
Healthy vision is about more than seeing clearly. It's about going beyond. From comprehensive eye care with the latest technology to advanced vision solutions that provide deep insights into your overall health. And with doctors who build lasting relationships founded on trust, ensuring that every detail is taken care of. I choose Vision Source to never miss out on life's precious moments. Vision Source, beyond your eyes.
Hello. My name is Jason Thompson. I'm an attorney here in San Antonio and have been practicing law here since 1994. And in the past 30-plus years, I've helped hundreds of San Antonians injured by negligent drivers. If you've been injured in a car or truck collision, call me, 210-900-0400. I did want to let you know of a very disturbing trend I've seen that you really need to be aware of. If an attorney or someone acting on that attorney's behalf calls you after a traffic collision, with very limited exceptions, that is called barratry or solicitation. It's a crime and is unethical under our state bar rules. Do not answer these phone calls. Do not hire an unethical attorney. Neither I nor anyone in my firm will ever call you after a traffic collision. If you need my help, and if you've been injured in a traffic collision, I think you do, you'll need to call me. My name is Jason Thompson. My number is 210-900-0400, or go to my website, alawyerforus.com.
Ever tried answering emails with kids running through the house? Coldplay Cove is the better way to work and parent. A modern family space where you can grab coffee, work, recharge, and connect while your child safely learns and plays nearby. Built for families, rooted in community. Learn more at coldplaycove.com.
Academy Sports and Outdoors doesn't sell meat. We do sell the things that make meat meat. Grills that make steak sizzle, smokers that melt brisket, and chairs that make you say, let's sit and eat meat. But that meat didn't come from us. The shade you're under, spice you're tasting, and American flag shirt you're wearing, that's us. Cherry wood and charcoal, yes. Corned beef, no. Cornhole, yes. Canopies, yep. Canapes, I don't know what that is. Meat, no. Everything but the meat, yes. Academy, fun can't lose.
By texting 64000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from IQ Bar. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at eatiqbar.com/policy/terms of service.
I've got good news and bad news. Here's the bad news. Most protein bars are packed with sugar and unpronounceable ingredients. The good news? There's a better option. I'm Will, and I created IQ Bar plant protein bars to empower doers like you with clean, delicious, low-sugar brain and body fuel. IQ Bars are packed with 12 grams of protein, brain nutrients like magnesium and lion's mane, and zero weird stuff. And right now, you can get 20% off all IQ Bar products, plus free shipping. Clean ingredients, amazing taste, and you'll love how you feel. Refuel smarter, hydrate harder, caffeinate larger with IQ Bar.
Try our delicious IQ Bar sampler pack with 9 plant protein bars, 8 hydration mixes, and 4 mushroom coffee sticks. And now you can get 20% off all IQ Bar products plus free shipping when you text RADIO to 64,000. Text RADIO to 64,000 to get your 20% off. That's RADIO to 64,000.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
It's game day as the Spurs are now just 4 wins away from their 6th NBA title. And just like in '99 when they won their first one, it's the New York Knicks that stand in the way of Wemby's first potential Larry O'Brien trophy tonight. Game 1 gets kick-started right here in San Antonio between the Spurs and Knicks. Tip-off is set for 7:30 from the Frost Bank Center, and the game will be televised on ABC.
From the studios of San Antonio's Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Blitz. 2 decades on the radio, Jason Minix. 2 decades on TV, Joe Reinagel. 2 San Antonio sports voices you've trusted for years. This is the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Game 1 tonight. It is a hump day.
Hump day?
It is a game day.
Hump day?
Spurs play their first NBA Finals game since 2014. It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Joe Reinagel is currently driving to the Frost Bank Center. So if you're on I-35, just get out of the way. Just pull over, let him get there. He's going to join us from the arena as soon as he gets there, gets parked, gets through security. Who knows how long that will take. Should be a 12-minute drive. Although, I will say, when we were at the arena earlier getting our credentials, coming back, I got stuck at the train, which always sucks. Why is there always a train when you're in a hurry? That's part of it.
Every time.
Every time. Reinagel will join us here as soon as he gets situated down at the Frost Bank Center. I'm Jason Minix. Of course, Pledger is producing. It's Call Your Shot time. The game tips off in 2 hours and 40 minutes from right now. How do you have this series going? On our YouTube page, which you can access through sasportstar.com, you can vote in our poll. Spurs in 4 or 5, Spurs in 6 or 7, Knicks in 4 or 5, or the Knicks in 6 or 7. 53% say Spurs in 6 or 7, 36% say Spurs in 4 or 5, 11 combined percent have the Knicks winning. No surprise here in San Antonio. You want to tell me about it? You want to tell me you want to call your shot and tell us why? 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. And if you go on Twitter and you look at my Twitter feed right now, as I see Spike Lee is in San Antonio. No surprise there. Somebody just sent that to me. That dude that called earlier that said when the Spurs were down 3-2 to Oklahoma City in the Western Conference Finals, he went and got a tattoo. 2026 NBA champions and the Spurs logo. And the 2026, well done, in the Fiesta colors. Then, of course, the Larry O'Brien trophy. Dude called in and we said, come on, man. You got to prove that. He did. You want to see that dude's tattoo that he got when the Spurs were down 3-2 in the Western Conference Finals. You talk about confidence or stupidity. You talk about, I mean, it's there. The photo is there. I just tweeted it. Pledge retweeted it at SA Sports Star. Every year you see somebody do that. And I always wonder if it works out. Now, we're playing the Ego Mendoza song And there's other songs with these superstitions. But a lot of times, though, when you see somebody ink their body beforehand, it doesn't work out. I think about all those Detroit Lions Super Bowl tattoos, or quite frankly, Dallas Cowboy Super Bowl tattoos that have been done since the year 2000. And then what happened? Well, you covered up. Hopefully, this guy's confidence works a little different since he did it when the Spurs were down 3-2. It's not like after Game 7 he was on Southwest Military celebrating and found somebody with the needle to ink him up. That didn't happen. He said he got that done when the Spurs were down 3-2 in the Western Conference Finals. We'll see. 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. You want to call your shot? Now's the time to do it. Hey, Gabe, you're on the Blitz. What's going on, man?
What's going on, Jason? Happy Spurs game day. Jason, I think it's going to go 5.
5?
5. Even if the Knicks steal one of these first 2 games, I still think Spurs will figure it out, and then they'll just take over. That's kind of what they've been doing, right? When their backs are against the wall, I think they might get hit in the mouth in one of these first 2 games by New York, but they'll bounce back and they'll never look back.
All right, so Gabe, very confident, saying Spurs in 5. Ben, you're on the Blitz. How long do you think this series goes? Ben? That was a great call, Ben. That was a great call. 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. So much is made about the Spurs' lack of experience. And as we just heard from Danny Green, the Knicks don't have finals experience either. But they do have a lot more veteran players that have playoff experience. I mean, the Spurs, by average age, the second youngest team to ever make it to the NBA Finals. Wemby did a sit-down interview with Malika Andrews, and he was asked about the Spurs experience.
You're the youngest team to make the NBA Finals since 1977.
Really?
What is so special about this group?
What's special about this group, as for any team, the individuals, we got some great individuals, whether it's in the staff or in the team. And I would say the relentlessness and the lack of experience is a strength of us.
What do you mean by strength?
Because we don't know, we can do impossible stuff because we don't know it's impossible.
You know, and again, what a great line. It's true. I mean, you know, there is that narrative that you have to go through it in order to win it, and Wemby doesn't buy that.
I agree to be patient, but just to some extent. I think being impatient can be a virtue at times because all those greats, you know, they have been impatient. And if you're impatient 10 times, you know, yeah, maybe 9 times you're just gonna be impatient, but maybe that one time it's gonna make you do something that you were not supposed to do, make you play over your level, make you overachieve, and I think that's the difference maker between good and great.
I actually agree with that. I think that that's a necessary ingredient that separates the good from the excellent.
I mean, when has one of the greats been patient or content with falling short?
Do you want to count yourself eventually with those greats?
Of course, it's the goal.
And again, Wemby is so consistent, right? The organization has told us for years that we don't skip steps. And I recall Wemby saying something similar. He doesn't want to skip steps, but he's not going to be patient. You can only be patient for so long. And this playoff run, going straight to the NBA Finals, by NBA standards, in some degree, they've skipped steps. They've avoided the playoff hurt, at least through the Western Conference Finals. In young teams like this, generally speaking, don't their first time as a group get into the playoffs and work their way to the NBA Finals. Now, a lot of people are picking the New York Knicks for a variety of reasons. In some, you look at what happened when these two teams played in the regular season, whether you look at the NBA Cup or that game in March. Remember, the Spurs had that undefeated February. They were feeling themselves. They go up to Madison Square Garden, and they got their ass kicked. But they kind of reset after that. And you look at their journey since then, the amount of focus. And, Wemby told Malika, this Knicks team is different than the one they played in March.
Absolutely. I mean, they're much better. They're much better than they've been. And it's a team of experienced guys. I don't think any of them has played in the finals. This team of guys, I know Anunoby was on the Toronto team, but I think he was hurt in the finals. It's a team of guys that have been trying and willing and sacrificing a lot to try to get to the finals over years. And now they're here, and they're not gonna make it anything easy.
Neither are you.
No.
No, he's not going to make it easy. And again, you think about the emotion, and I do think a lot of that emotion is part of it, his passion. Obviously, he's an emotional dude, but the sense of responsibility that he has for the organization, for the team, to live up to the hype. I don't even want to call it the standard because, but he understands burden, if that's the right word, that he carries when he takes the basketball court. And obviously he's competitive. He wants to win at everything. I mean, he said after they won the West, he felt like, his life depended on it. Malika asked him to explain that a little bit more.
I don't know why. Some things I just can't explain. But really my whole life revolves around basketball and has for years and years, so it makes sense.
Now, all right, makes sense. And he's been groomed to be a basketball star since, I don't know. He was 2 and 5'8". I don't know how tall he was at 2. But that's what he does. He talks about dreams coming true. And a great question from Malika Andrews is if he's allowed himself to visualize hoisting the Larry O'Brien trophy.
In these playoffs, the furthest ahead I visualized was 2 games and the next series. But 2 games very precisely, and even the off day in between, and then the next series a little bit less precisely because it's so far ahead.
So you can't let yourself look at that trophy quite yet?
No, it's not there yet. We don't have it yet. We haven't done the hardest yet.
I don't know that I believe him, that he hasn't visualized that yet. I really don't. I mean, he talked about this has been the dream all the way, and it's winning the title, but you're here. I don't know how all of those guys on both teams haven't visualized and thought about, especially at night, especially, say, the New York Knicks. They've had so much time off, and they've dominated that they're not visualizing what it's going to be like when they win the trophy, what the parties are going to be like, the planning, all of that stuff. I don't know that I believe that they haven't. It's just next game. I mean, it's too much time in between. All the differences that you see. Going to the arena yesterday for Media Day, seeing the logo everywhere. I was at the arena earlier today. Joe and I were. You can go see that video on our socials at SA Sports Star. The Frost Bank Center is all dressed up. Finals logos everywhere. It feels different. You're going to see all the celebrities in town. Friend of mine that has that private jet company says, man, the line of private planes in San Antonio, something big is going on. It is different, and it's a feeling that we've all missed here in San Antonio. We got used to it, probably got very complacent that the Spurs were going to the finals, and if they didn't make it, well, that sucked. They fell short. But after this gap, just to not be in the playoffs, to be back in the finals, is why I say, man, just enjoy every moment of this because it is incredible. You want to call your shot, 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. You can also vote on YouTube. Just go to sasportstar.com and click on the YouTube vote. Right now, 53% have the Spurs in 6 or 7, 265 votes. Let's get that well over 300. Get to YouTube now and vote in the poll. More coming up. Maybe Joe Reinagel in the building. Maybe not. 5 o'clock traffic. We will see. And, of course, your phone calls. If you have a line, stay there. Your chance to call your shot coming up here on The Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
The Morning Huddle.
come to find out, it's a bar for people that play on the other team.
Okay.
I'm on the wrong team to be in that bar.
Is there any thought that, like, maybe in a different timeline you could possibly be on that team?
Well, it wasn't just me. It was our whole group, and I thought about it because looking at myself, I would me. I mean, look at me. Just look at me. Look at this. You're telling me I couldn't get a drink or two? You couldn't. You know this?
Did anybody buy you a drink?
I have my cape on, and I come up to the bar asking him, would you? Would you? Yeah. And he goes, yes, I would.
The Morning Huddle with AJ and Rob. Weekday mornings 6 to 10. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Let me tell you about Window Nation. You know, it is June now, and the weather is getting hot, and you know it's only going to get hotter. And you know exactly what that means. It means you're going to be running your air conditioner pretty much nonstop. Well, if you're like me, you don't want all that cold air going to the outside. But if your windows are bad, you know exactly that's what's going to happen. And that just adds to the money you're spending on your electric bill. Look, Window Nation is a great place to get those windows fixed, get them replaced. And right now is a great time to do that. They've got a sale going on. It's called Buy 4, Get 4 Free. Can you imagine replacing all your windows and getting half of them for free? That's a crazy deal. Plus, you can get them with no money down, no monthly payment or interest for 2 years. What a deal. You know this deal can't last that long. But Window Nation, they back them up with a lifetime warranty. They're also rated A+ with the Better Business Bureau. It is a great company to do business with. They're going to take care of you, whether it's now, a month from now, or 20 years from now, if you've got their windows in your house. Take advantage of Window Nation's Buy 4, Get 4 Free sale. It's going on right now. Now, the sale's going to end soon. It has to. Too good of a deal. Go to windownation.com. That's windownation.com. That's how you book your consultation.
Mellow Mushroom has the best pizza in San Antonio. Mellow delivers the best pizza experience with their delicious dough, premium ingredients, and unique flavors. Delivering a higher order of pizza is the standard. If Mellow can make a pizza this delicious, imagine what they can do with munchies, greens, calzones, and burgers. Mellow Mushroom has San Antonio's best happy hour with food specials and half-off adult beverages. Mellow Mushroom is at 1604 in Stone Oak Parkway. Hang with friends, watch the game, and mellow out at Mellow Mushroom.
Hi, I am Officer Sarai Walton with the San Antonio Police Department. SAPD is always hiring, and you can apply online if you think you have what it takes to become part of the SAPD family. Submit your application at sapdcareers.com. Once you submit your application, you will be contacted to begin the process. The San Antonio Police Department is always hiring. Start your journey to a rewarding career by applying online at sapdcareers.com. That is sapdcareers.com.
For adults with Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms, every choice matters. Tremfya offers self-injection or intravenous infusion from the start. Tremfya is administered as injections under the skin or infusions through a vein every 4 weeks, followed by injections under the skin every 4 or 8 weeks. If your doctor decides that you can self-inject Tremfya, proper training is required. Tremfya is a prescription medicine used to treat adults with moderately to severely active Crohn's disease and adults with moderately to severely active ulcerative colitis. Serious allergic reactions, increased risk of infections or lower ability to fight them, and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or need a vaccine. Explore what's possible. Ask your doctor about Tremfya today. Call 1-800-526-7736 to learn more or visit tremfyaradio.com.
Hi, my name's Jason Thompson. I've lived in San Antonio for more than 50 years. Went to grade school, high school, and graduated from law school right here. San Antonians have trusted me as their attorney after serious injury and fatality collisions since 1994. My website is alawyerforus.com. Why a lawyer for us? Well, after several years of practice, I watched as insurance companies created their own law firms solely to defend against auto claims. Today, there are very few insurance companies that do not have their own captive law firm filled with attorneys whose job is to minimize what the insurance company has to pay on an auto claim. If you or a family member is injured in a traffic collision, you will need your own attorney. Just remember alawyer4us.com. For many lawyers you see on billboards, your case will be handled by a non-lawyer or a staff lawyer. If you call me, Jason Thompson, I will be the lawyer you speak with. The initial consultation is always free. If you or a family member needs an experienced attorney you can trust, I want you to call me, Jason Thompson. My number is 900-0400. That's 210-900-0400 or alawyer4us.com.
When snack time calls, Pork Rinds answers. Be your own crunch time hero with Southern Recipe small batch pork rinds. Skip the chip and go straight for the ultimate crunch that's low carb, high protein, and loaded with bold flavor. We're talking sweet barbecue or hot honey. Yeah, it's that good. Snack smarter, crunch harder. Stock up on Southern Recipe small batch pork rinds at H-E-B or head to porkrinds.com. Make Southern Recipe your crunch time hero.
This Father's Day, join the Blitz live at Coldplay Cove in Stone Oak. Enjoy Dad and Me sports activities, coffee tastings, giveaways, raffles, and family fun built for modern families. Grab your tickets now through the events page at coldplaycove.com. Twin Peaks is your home to soccer's biggest event in the world. Get all your updates live on San Antonio Sports Star 94.1 FM. And get to Twin Peaks to catch your favorite matchups paired with daily goal-worthy specials. Twin Peaks is your home for the world's biggest soccer event.
San Antonio and New York. This is where you come to talk about the finals. 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Game 1 of the NBA Finals is tonight. It is the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I'm Jason Minix. Joe Reinagel is en route to the Frostbank Center. Hopefully he'll be there and back on the air with us in about 10 minutes, 15 minutes or so as we get you ready with Game Night San Antonio, brought to you by Vision Source. In the meantime, it's you, it's me as we get ready for Game 1. Call your shot kind of day. You can do that. We got a poll up on YouTube. SASportsStar.com. Click on YouTube, or if you're on YouTube, just well, you know how to get there. Search San Antonio Sports Star. Spurs in 6 or 7, 52% of the vote. And if you're calling in, we're going to want to know why. 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. Long series, tough series. I mean, the Knicks are good. They're on a historical run, but they haven't seen anybody like the San Antonio Spurs. The East sucks. Cleveland quit in that series. After Cleveland blew that big lead in Game 1, they quit. Philadelphia quit. The Knicks haven't broken a sweat. And none of those teams in the Eastern Conference playoffs that the Knicks faced played defense anywhere near the level of the San Antonio Spurs. So do you think it's quick series? Long series? 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. Leonard, you're on the Blitz. What's up, man?
What's up, man? Hey, I would say Spurs in 7, even though it makes me nervous. But I think we can get it done.
Why?
My boy in the back seat, Javier, says what, Javier?
Spurs in 7!
Yeah. That's what we're doing.
How old is he in the back seat?
How old are you, Javier?
8.
He's 8.
He's 8. There
he
you
is
go.
8.
There you go. You're raising him right, Leonard. Good luck to you and the San Antonio Spurs. I mean, you look at this, and man, could you imagine a Game 7? I see our friend Marcy Grace on YouTube. Spurs in 5. Defense, defense, defense. The Corgi has 7. Spurs in 7. Joe and I will make our picks shortly. I mean, again, you look at Game 1, which, you know, you can debate, and tomorrow we'll have a different feel to it. Are you setting the tone in Game 1, or does it really matter because you can make your adjustments after? You know, it's certainly not the most important game of the series, and by all means, it's not a must-win game by any stretch. But I do think the Spurs have an advantage heading into tonight. 1, the game is at home. 2, the Knicks have been off seemingly forever. So you do wonder about the rust. The fatigue factor shouldn't be an issue tonight for the San Antonio Spurs because they have had 3 days off. And every NBA player you talk to, you get that extra day off, you're good. And you saw Wemby, who looked dead-ass tired against Oklahoma City in one game. And the next game, that energy was fine. I don't know what he did, what he slept in, what kind of whatever, call Tom Brady and get some advice on sleeping in whatever. I don't know. But he looked like a different guy. And maybe it was you're on the brink, man on a mission. And how many times have you heard me say this year, a pissed-off Wemby plays better? And Wemby looked pissed. Remember, they lost, got their ass kicked. He didn't talk to the media, all that kind of stuff. Man, a focused Wemby. And hearing him yesterday on the podium, watching him react to winning the West, knowing the job is not done, and his conversations with Greg Popovich, which little he'll share about, but Malika Andrews in a one-on-one with Wemby asked him what his Pop told Victor about being in the NBA Finals.
About the finals, nothing really yet, but he's talked to us all through every game of every series, and he's been our guiding force really through loss and wins.
And again, Wemby isn't going to share what they talk about. And it's not just Wemby. One of the great things about this Spurs organization, you have a lot of the legends that are always around. They don't just show up at the games. And they're available for these young players to pick the brain. And the other part I look at and I wonder, do the guys offer up advice unsolicited, or do they wait to be asked? Be interesting. And I imagine there's a little bit of a combination of both. Let's go back to the phones. 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. Looks like Westside Rudy's been waiting the longest. What's going on, man?
Hey, what's going on, partner? Thanks for taking the call, man. Nice hearing some talk on these Spurs now that I'm 35 South and out of Austin, so I can hear some real Spurs talk.
There you go.
I see this going 6 games. I think the Spurs have proven they could win on the road. I think Silver and the NBA want as many games as they can in New York. So I think finally in Game 6 they're going to turn them loose, and here it is, it's coming home.
It's going to be interesting. Appreciate the phone call. The idea of the NBA wanting, they've got what they wanted is a great finals matchup. The NBA would love it to go 7. You'll see all the stuff. What is it? Scott Foster's the ref tonight. The Knicks are 7-0 or 9-0 against the spread with Foster reffing. They've got what they wanted. At this point, let them go play. I don't think you're going to it's fun to talk about stuff like that, but once you get to the finals, I don't know how much that ultimately really matters. Hey, Gage, you're on the Blitz, man. Call your shot.
Hey, man, I think that the Spurs are going to take this in 6. We have all the legends. They're around there. They got their own locker room, man. That's crazy.
You realize Timmy's not suiting up?
That's fine.
All right.
But when he's telling that 7'5" monster, he's coaching him up, I think that makes a lot of the difference.
Appreciate you. Spurs in 6, says Gage. Josh, what about you, man?
Hey, long-time fan. So I've got to sort of hedge my bets. My gut is that Spurs take it in 6, but that's only if they win tonight. I really think that, unfortunately, the Knicks are going to steal one tonight, which I think would be the best thing that'll happen. Pisses off the Spurs, and they run the table and go 5. So if Knicks win tonight, it's Spurs in 5. If the Spurs win tonight, then they celebrate in New York. They're still winning it.
Interesting thought process there, Josh. I want to day drink with you one day. It is the Blitz here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. Traffic must not be all that bad. Inside the Frostbank Center, ready for Game 1, Joe Reinagel. Man, no problems at all for you getting down there and getting in, huh?
No, it was actually pretty good. I had no problems at all. You sail through security, and the place looks beautiful, by the way. It's really incredible in here. They got all the Fiesta T-shirts out and in place. The lights are on. You got some players out warming up. Steph Castle's out there. Just waiting on tip-off now, brother. It looks great, though.
Well, and again, you think about, I don't believe doors are open yet, so no fans are there. You just sent a photo of how the arena looks from inside. And, aside from the T-shirts, this early, my goodness, there's a lot of people down there on that basketball court.
Well, it's all media. I mean, there's a ton of media. I'm behind the basket, and there's nothing but cameras and reporters all the way down. On the other side as well, but most of it is media right now. I mean, there are no fans in here, so nobody's gotten in yet. But man, I tell you what, it brings back memories. You get there elbow to elbow trying to do a TV live shot. And I remember those days very well, but that's what they're doing now. I don't see any San Antonio media yet. I don't know if I'm on the wrong side or not, but everybody getting after it, man, doing what they do in the NBA Finals.
I got to believe that Don and Larry and does Nate do a 5 o'clock sports, even if he normally doesn't?
Today he does, I promise you.
He does today. They got to be down there somewhere because, the media rules, for those of you that don't know, are kind of nutty, right? Like right now you can do
yes.
stuff. In a little while, only ABC will be allowed in there, and everybody else locally will have to go out front to do their stuff.
Yeah, 6:15 they're going to close this thing off. Sorry, man, I was just saying hello to some people that I haven't seen in 100 years. So, but yeah, 6:15 they'll close off the bowl. Everybody's got to get out of here, and that's it. The rules are a lot different, obviously, in the NBA Finals than are in the regular season because, well, the NBA takes over. It's no longer a Spurs deal. The PR people, they just kind of enforce what the NBA has to say, and those are the rules, and there's just so many media here, as you know, Jason, that you got to get them the hell off of here pretty soon because they'd hang around forever.
Well, not only they would, but I know you, and you've got 30 more minutes of radio to do before you can go eat, and then you don't want to be the last one on that media elevator. Although John Sobery on YouTube wants to know what color Fiesta shirt did you end up with?
Well, I got a pink one. That's exactly what I ordered. So, I mean, what do you expect?
Well said. Joe Reinagel, hang on. We've got Game Night San Antonio brought to you by Vision Source. Coming up as we continue to get ready for Game 1 of the NBA Finals here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. First, though, let me tell you about Quartermoon Plumbing, Heating and AC, 210-651-5899, 651-5899. At Quartermoon, you got plumbing issues, problems with your AC. They're fantastic to call in an emergency situation. They also have great maintenance programs. And one of the things that Quartermoon has learned, and they're doing this for you, San Antonio, apparently a lot of your houses smell wrong. There's something not right. So at Quartermoon, they created what is called the Breathe Easy Package, where they are going to deep clean your blower motor, blower wheel, AC housing, clean that coil, and disinfect the inside of the AC cabinet. Then they're going to install a UV light that's going to zap bacteria and other stuff that's hiding in your unit. You're going to get cleaner air, a fresher home, and everything is going to smell the way it's supposed to. So if your house smells a little off, don't be embarrassed. It's not some socks under the couch or a dead animal in the wall. It's actually probably your AC unit. So call Quartermoon and ask them about that Breathe Easy package. 210-651-5899, 651-5899, or online at quartermoonplumbing.com.
Let's be honest. Watching the Rangers is better when you got something on the line. On Rangers game days, call your shot with the Morning Huddles. Rangers Double Dinger Payday. Play ball! Pick the Ranger you think will send one into the seats. He hits one, you're going to a Rangers game. He hits two. Now you've just been upgraded. Tickets and a hotel stay. That's what we call getting paid. Wake up with the Morning Huddle. Make your pick and win with the Morning Huddle's Rangers Double Dinger Payday. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home of the Texas Rangers.
Hello, Connecticut. May I help you?
This is Bill Tyson. Is this my Connecticut Pro?
Yes, Mr. Tyson. What can I do for you?
Calling from Yellowstone National Park.
Mm-hmm. Old Faithful just erupted and reminded me I didn't set the vacation bypass in my Connecticut water conditioner. Would you run over to my house and set it? I've hidden the key under my doormat.
Well,
I forgot to set the bypass last year. I had that other brand, and the software used up 4,000 pounds of salt in a week.
Mr. Tyson, relax. With your new Connecticut, there is no vacation cycle or any worries about salt. If you don't use any water, your Connecticut won't either. We not only believe in saving salt, but also in saving water.
Would you go over and unplug it then? I'm trying to conserve electricity.
You forget that your Connecticut doesn't use electricity either. There's nothing to plug in. And don't forget that your Connecticut is also completely automatic.
Mean I can relax and enjoy my whole vacation?
That's right.
This is great. I've got Old Faithful here at Yellowstone and an Old Faithful in my Connecticut water conditioner at home.
The last water softener you'll ever own. ConnecticutSA.com.
License number 38961.
If your neighborhood was hit with recent rain, let Stevens Roofing check your roof before small issues turn into costly repairs. Storms can damage roofing materials long before you notice a leak. Stevens Roofing is locally owned, provides honest inspections, quality workmanship, and helps guide you through the insurance process. Don't wait for expensive interior damage. Call Stevens Roofing today, 210-785-0994. That's 210-785-0994, or visit stevensroofing.net.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text BAIL to 474747 or online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149.
By texting 64,000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from IQ Bar. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at eatiqbar.com/policy/terms of service.
I've got good news and bad news. Here's the bad news. Most protein bars are packed with sugar and unpronounceable ingredients. The good news? There's a better option. I'm Will, and I created IQ Bar plant protein bars to empower doers like you with clean, delicious, low-sugar brain and body fuel. IQ Bars are packed with 12 grams of protein, brain nutrients like magnesium and lion's mane, and zero weird stuff. And right now, you can get 20% off all IQ Bar products, plus free shipping. Clean ingredients, amazing taste, and you'll love how you feel. Refuel smarter, hydrate harder, caffeinate larger with IQ Bar.
Try our delicious IQ Bar sampler pack with 9 plant protein bars, 8 hydration mixes, and 4 mushroom coffee sticks. And now you can get 20% off all IQ Bar products plus free shipping when you text RADIO to 64,000. Text RADIO to 64,000 to get your 20% off. That's RADIO to 64,000.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Coming up on the Morning Huddle, reaction to Game 1 of Spurs-Knicks.
It's the beginning of what is a marathon. What did the Spurs do right? What did they do wrong? What needs to happen in Game 2? We got it front to back, but you're going to have to set your alarm. Party starts at 6.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Morning 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star. The Spurs and the Knicks. This is where you come to talk about the finals. 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Game 1, just over 2 hours away from tipping off. It is the Blitz here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. Let's get you ready. Game night San Antonio brought to you by Vision Source.
This is Game Night San Antonio. Brought to you by Vision Source on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star. Every weekday game night, The Blitz with Jason and Joe get you inside and ready for tonight's game. From insiders to an in-depth preview of tonight's game, this is Game Night San Antonio. Brought to you by Vision Source. Beyond your eyes.
And you know you want to see this one clearly. Get to Stone Oak Vision Source. See Dr. Chandler Mann there on Stone Oak Parkway in Hardy Oak. Or Wood Vision Source. Dr. Bobby Wood over on Bandera Road between Braun and Gilboa. I'm Jason Minix in studio. Joe Reinagel has made his way inside the Frost Bank Center. You know, the NBA gave us 2 seats, so we flipped coins. AJ and Joe are there tonight. Rob and I will be there on Friday. And for Joe, walking back in there for a finals game, I mean, you mentioned it a bit ago. You're seeing people that you haven't seen in a while. To a degree, it is a little bit of a reunion, isn't it?
It really is, Jason. I've seen a lot of people from out of town. A lot of people work for the NBA. I mean, I'm an old guy, as everybody knows, and I've covered 6 of these things in my TV career. So this is number 7 for me, and it's you make a lot of friends along the way, but you haven't seen in a while, and so it's kind of nice to walk in here and just say hello to folks that. God, it's been years, maybe since 2014 with some of them.
Well, and again, I mean, you think about what the finals is like, and I know for me, looking on social media, seeing what's going on down on Military and all the people selling stuff and the flags and the painted cars, the crowds that were over at Alamo Plaza, just the fans wanting to go down and see, a Charles Barkley or a Stephen A. Smith or a Danny Green, a Kendrick Perkins, and everything that's going on. And I know at 5:38 now, and you left to go there at 5. Anything going on at the arena outside yet as you were getting in there?
I didn't see anything, Jason, but obviously I didn't look too hard because I wanted to get in here as quickly as I could. I pulled right in and went to the media lot and came inside, but there was no other security. But I didn't see anybody outside. Obviously, there's some TV crews out there, some news folks that are doing their sports job or whatever it is they're doing, and but nothing as far as any kind of party or anything like that. And you kind of know how it is, man. And when you come to the Frost Bank Center, it's like you partying somewhere else, and then you come over here to watch the game. And so, no, not a lot of stuff going on outside.
Yeah, only if that arena was surrounded by an entertainment district, because
wouldn't that be awesome?
Yeah, as we heard earlier, Spurs at shoot-around, people with their lawn chairs over for their party at the Rocket La Cantera there at 8 o'clock in the morning. I'd imagine right now every table at a place like the Rue Pub, where I'll be in about 2 hours, less than 2 hours, are going to be full. And, the arena doors will open here in 30 minutes or so. It is incredible. Now, Joe, we've been talking about this all day without giving our picks. It is time to make our picks. And as we do that, there is still time for you to call your shot. Vote in our YouTube poll through sasportstar.com. And you've got 4 options because that's what YouTube allows us. Spurs in 4 or 5, Spurs in 6 or 7, Knicks in 4 or 5, or Knicks in 6 or 7. 285 votes. So we need at least 15 more. I'd love to see this go over 300. 53%, Joe, right now are at Spurs in 6 or 7. 36% say Spurs in 4 or 5. 11 combined percent picking the New York Knicks.
Well, and a lot of smart people, a lot of them not thinking with their heart, but they're going with what is reality, and that's the thing. I mean, when you look at a series like this, I know everybody loves the Spurs. We love the way they're playing. The confidence that they're exuding rolls over to the fans as well, and you think every series is just going to be an easy cupcake walk. And I don't think this one's going to be, Jason, and I think we've talked about it. I think the Knicks are playing well now against subpar competition for sure, but how does that carry over to this Spurs team and the way that they're playing? That's what's going to be interesting to watch and interesting to see. The Spurs team is something else, man. And again, but you mentioned this early in the show, and I think you hit the nail on the head. Both of these teams like to shoot the three-pointer. So whoever's the hottest on a given day is probably going to win that game. And that can be a toss-up. Even if you're the better team, if you're ice cold from the outside, the other team's hot, you can get beat.
And again, you're right. To me, is dumb it all down. We can go matchups, and we can do this, we can do that. In this world of live and die by the three, who is making their threes? And the one other part when you look at this and you evaluate it, the Spurs bench was just dominated by Oklahoma City's bench. I don't know that will be the case against the New York Knicks. And I don't think Jalen Brunson has seen the defense that the Spurs are going to offer up. Now, I know Jalen scored 61 against the Spurs, and I know that he has had he's been great against San Antonio. But who will be the Alex Caruso for the New York Knicks? Do the Spurs coaching staff, Deshaun Sweeney and however many games he has left on this Spurs staff, do they come up with a defensive game plan to take away Jalen Brunson and let somebody else beat you, or do they kind of go with what they did a couple of times, like, all right, SGA, go get yours. We're not going to let Alex Caruso go crazy?
Avery Johnson. That's a good question, Jason. I don't know the answer to that because, look, Jalen Brunson, while he's similar to an Ant and an SGA, he can do some different things. And what New York likes to do, just watching them in the playoffs, is to dump the ball inside and then get it outside to their three-point shooters. And Jalen Brunson is certainly one of those guys that does that. And so it's going to be interesting to see how they defend this team. While New York, with that player is similar, I think they're completely different than OKC, even Minnesota in a way, because they do have a big man. They've got two of them, in fact, one that can score, one that can't, but he can certainly rebound. And then they've got the three-point shooters on the outside that they can get to. The Alex Caruso version, I think, when you look at a heart, I think he's better than Caruso in many ways. And Mikal Bridges is better than that. Caruso I'm not taking anything away from Alex Caruso, but I just think this team overall, they've got more pieces simply because Oklahoma City was dinged up and they were missing a couple of guys. And I think that the Knicks being 100% healthy for the most part, except for Robinson, they're going to pose some problems from the outside. And it's going to be interesting. I hate to say it because I know I'm supposed to say this is what's going to happen. I don't know what's going to happen with this team and the Spurs or how they're going to defend each other. It's going to be fascinating to sit here and watch this and see the chess match that develops.
It's the greatest reality TV out there. It is must-see television because none of us really know. Like, I don't at all want to sound disrespectful in talking about the Knicks. I know that's a hell of a basketball team. I just don't know how good they really are because the level of competition that they have faced is not quite the same, not even close to what the San Antonio Spurs have faced. And you do wonder, when you're just blowing the doors off of everybody, are you a little too cocky? And I say that, and are you prepared? Let's dumb it down to high school football, right? How many times have we seen teams just dominate weak districts, and then they get in the playoffs and they play a team that's really good, and they haven't seen something like that before, and you go, how in the hell did that team get smoked? Well, they weren't prepared for the postseason. Are the New York Knicks, based on their playoff run, prepared for the San Antonio Spurs?
I don't think that they are, and I think it's been mentioned by Danny Green and even Jeff McDonald. I don't think that they realize what they're. You can watch this Spurs defense on film, but experiencing it firsthand, live in action, I don't think they know what's going to hit them. Now, look, I'm sure they're prepared. I'm sure Mike Brown's going to have some things that he's going to try. But again, this Spurs team is much different than anything the Knicks have seen during the regular season. And so I honestly believe that this defense is going to make a hell of a difference. And it's just going to be up to Mike Brown to see what he can do. The other thing is Jason, I still don't know. And my gut tells me that I would rather be in the Spurs' shoes, not having, almost 2 weeks off before playing in this game. Coming off a tough series, you're still pretty sharp. You're amped. You're ready to go. Then I would the Knicks, and I expect the Knicks to have a slow start tonight. Quite frankly, I really do. And if that happens and lasts for a minute or two, I can see the Spurs getting out to a big lead. So that's another thing to watch tonight. How does the rust factor figure in to Game 1? After Game 1, it's all over, and I don't think that will be a factor anymore. But tonight in the first quarter, it certainly bears watching.
It's interesting because as you're saying that, I don't disagree with you, but, man, I don't want to see that. And we saw the Spurs jump out to big leads multiple times against the Oklahoma City Thunder. They were up 15-0 in a game and lost by double digits. The runs are going to happen. And then you look at the New York Knicks. They had that layoff after beating Philadelphia, and they were down 23-25 to the Cleveland Cavaliers, and they rallied back and won that game. We know the New York Knicks have the ability to score. And that's what I hear a lot of national analysts say, they talk about the Knicks' ability to score. What is Oklahoma City? Is that not a scoring machine? And that's why I'm like, now, we've seen those big leads evaporate. You know the run is coming. But in reality, Oklahoma City is a better offensive team, different, but better offensive team than the New York Knicks. And the Spurs held that great Oklahoma City team to under 100 2 different times in the Western Conference Finals. We can talk offense all you want. Defense is going to win this championship for San Antonio.
Well, and yeah, I would bet that. If I was a gambling man, certainly the defense is going to make the difference. I think, look, Wemby's going to be Wemby, and they're going to try and contain him the best that they can. It's the other guys again for San Antonio. The Steph Castle, his defense on a Jalen Brunson. Harper, what does he do, and how does he figure into this thing and plays big? Even a Harrison Barnes, a Luke Cornett, I think those guys got to show up. And if they do that, this team's going to be tough to beat. And while I'm not buying a 5-game series on this thing, I'm really not. I think it would be a little more than that. I think if the Spurs put it all together and they continue to play ball like they were against Oklahoma City, it could very well be that way. And so it's just a matter of the twists and the turns and what goes whose way and what works best. Mike Brown's going to have to come up with some tricks. I mean, he's going to have to come up with some tricks, something that the Spurs have not seen in order to score the basketball as much as they're used to scoring the basketball.
All right, Joe, where are you at right now inside the Frostbank Center?
I am sitting behind the Spurs basket, and I'm watching some warm-up. Kelly Olynyk's out there, but he's really the only guy that's out there right now. Well, there's somebody else out there. Let's see, a bunch of cameras in front of me. So I'm right behind the Spurs basket. I'm sitting here about second row. And so all the TV folks are right here. And I did learn something, Jason, because I saw Larry Ramirez from KSAT.
Yeah.
And you can't be on the floor TV-wise unless you're either ESPN or ABC. Everybody else has got to be up.
So like Don Harris and Nate Ryan from 4 and 5 respectively, they're like on the not on the floor, huh? Just Larry. Larry is the only one with feet on the floor.
I'm looking at my guy, Jason Eggleston. He's there. He's got his lights going on. Looks like Nate Ryan's about to do something. But as I look back, they're probably, 15 rows up. So, yeah, they had to get off the floor and do their live shots from there. Now, granted, I don't think it's a bad live shot. In some respects, it's even better than being on the floor. But you can't be there unless you're ESPN or ABC. So, yes, Don Harris, Nate Ryan, those guys, they got to be up.
Well, and I'm just thinking, Joe Reinagle, you're sitting in the second row right now, right behind the basket. I mean,
yes.
Based on what I've seen online, that's about a $75,000 seat.
I would say that. My butt feels a little good right now, about $75,000 worth. Woo-woo!
It's not a massage chair, man.
Okay. I thought it was.
Yeah, but
for $75,000, it ought to be.
What are Pledge? Will you look up real quick and see what Ticketmaster has right now for what those seats are actually going for? Because again, as we've said a gazillion times, just because somebody's trying to get that money doesn't mean that's actually what they are going to sell for. You can ask for anything. That doesn't mean you're going to sell it for that, but you do figure that seat you're in right now is worth thousands of dollars. How much we will see, but you kind of go from there.
Yeah, without a doubt, and it's a great seat, obviously, because you're right here on the floor and under the Spurs basket. I'm kind of, as you look head on to the Spurs basket, I'm a little bit to the left of it. So it would be a great seat, and I would love to sit here all night, but I don't have that kind of money to pay for a seat like this.
No, and I hope you've got your binoculars out where you can find the seat that you're actually going to be in during the game.
Well, yeah, no kidding. I'm looking at it. I tilt my head way up. I'm looking at where the section I'm going to be in is.
All right. Pledge just had a orgasm or something across the glass. What the hell is that, Pledge?
Well, I'm looking basically exactly where Joe's sitting, section 28CC, row 2, seat 12, like right behind the basket.
Yep.
$16,293.35.
$16,000?
Piece of cake. I'm going to write a check. Come on, let's go.
How old are you? Write a check?
Write a check.
Oh, my goodness. We've got 299 votes on the poll. We need 10 more you guys to go vote in our YouTube poll to call your shot. Time for us to call ours. Joe Reinagle inside the arena. What is going to happen tonight? What is going to happen in this series?
Tonight is interesting, and I think if the Spurs are going to lose a game at home, it's going to be tonight. And so that's what concerns me a little bit. I don't know how each one of these teams are going to come out and play. Do the Spurs have some nerves? Do they not? I tend to think no. Does the rest do the Knicks some good? But I think if they're going to lose a game, it is tonight. And I'm going to go by that, and I'm going to say the Spurs win this series in 6 games, Jason. They'll win game 2. They will split in New York, and then they'll win the next 2, 5 and 6. Spurs take home the championship in 6 games.
So Reinagle's calling the Spurs in 6. I'm kind of with you, but I'm selfish, and I don't want to be exactly the same. I think they win it at home. And based on my vacation plans, they better win this thing in 5. So I'm going to will that. Like the dude that has the tattoo of the 2026 NBA championship already tattooed on his body, which he did. He got that ink when the Spurs were down 3-2 in the Western Conference Finals. I think the Spurs win tonight, and they'll lose game 3 in New York, and they'll wrap up this series in 5 games.
All right. I mean, you're along with a lot of Spurs fans, that's for sure. I'm a little sentimental as well, Jason. I want to see them close down Madison Square Garden one more time. Yeah. That's why I like 6.
Absolutely. By the way, on YouTube, our friend Claymore said 16,000 seats for Joe ain't nothing. You can take the we're just friends type of chick to the game with.
No. It's going to be fun, that's for sure. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Now, Reinagle, I'm not going to let you off the hook. You bounced out of here. We've got Rangers Cardinals coming up. And I know you didn't want to be here to talk about the Rangers going for the sweep of your St. Louis Cardinals tonight in a game that I know you're not going to pay any attention to.
Well, obviously the Rangers are cheating. It has to be that way. They've got the garbage cans out or something. I don't know what's going on. But, no, they played well. I watched both of those games, as a matter of fact, and I just hope the Cardinals can pull one out. You can't get swept, man. I mean, they're right there. They're second in their division, Jason. They're right there. These young punks.
Nobody gives a damn about your Cardinals, man. Go Spurs, go. Enjoy the game tonight. We're going to leave you with a little Ego Mendoza as the Spurs get ready for Game 1. And the Lucky Charms song is Rangers Baseball is coming up next on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star is KTFM Floresville and streaming online